welcome to the CMSportsNet football game of the week. It's week 1 in the Carroll County Athletic League. 2024 season kicks off tonight. We've got Century hosting South Hagerstown here in Eldersburg. I'm Pat Stetzer from CMSportsNet, and with me is former Century Athletic Director Randy Pence. The new season brings hope and optimism, Randy. Everybody wipes the slate clean. You've been an AD and a football coach on both sides here. What's the feeling like on opening night?
Oh, it's just truly exciting, Pat. It really is. And again, you might have read it last week, Mike Loxley saying at University of Maryland, it's like Christmas Day, opening day game. It's just wonderful.
We're looking forward to it here. We got some pregame content to get to, but let's hear a word from our sponsors, so don't go away. The CMSportsNet Game of the Week pregame coverage coming right back.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Welcome back to CMSportsNet's Game of the Week. Pat Stetzer and Randy Pence battling the sun here early on in this game, getting ready for South Hagerstown and Century in week 1. Randy's going to have his hand up like this for a bit of the first half. The coin toss is upcoming here. I just want to talk about the matchup before we get started. South Hagerstown went 5-5 last season. One of those losses was a forfeit to the Knights back in week 1. South High won the 2023 opener 48-14 on the field, and Century was awarded that victory a few weeks later. This is Juwan Sanders' first season opener as Rebels coach. He served as interim coach for 8 games last year, and South High went 5-3 in that span. Meanwhile, Dave Ferguson opens his 4th season as Century High coach with just 3 wins in those first 3 seasons. There seems to be some fresh air pumped into the Knights as they get set for their first game of the season. We chatted with Coach Ferguson earlier in the week to get his thoughts on tonight's matchup.
Coach, every year is a different year, so you don't take too much stock into what happened last year, but I know the kids know on the field what happened against South High. What's going to be different this time around, you think, with Century? Just Century first in terms of starting off on the right foot. The goal, obviously, is to go 1-0 every week.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's a mindset, right? And that's one of the things that we really talked about was the perseverance, learning from our mistakes, and then, what type of team do you want to be, right? And we've had a great, phenomenal summer. Practices so far have been going really, really well. We had 2 scrimmages that you got what you want out of it with a scrimmage, right? Some things we do really, really well, and some things we need to improve on, right? Now we're just looking to see how it'll transition on the field on Friday night.
What's it going to take to get a win against a team like South High? Not knowing much about what they graduated, I'm sure. You guys had a little bit of scouting report, I'm sure. But what do you remember about them, and what makes them tough?
They're a tough athletic team, right? And it's just that key thing right there, the team. What it's going to take for us is we got to play as a team. No individuals, right? It's going to take not only the 11 guys on the field, it's going to take the sidelines, our transitions, everything else is going to have to be smooth and, no mistakes.
I know you're excited to get out there and see what the kids want to do on Friday. How eager are they how hungry are they to get back out there and really, get things going again in the right direction here for Century football?
Extremely, right? So we talked about that, right? Be the change. They're excited. I think that they finally believe in the program. They believe in each other. And again, it's that team, right? We know that 1 or 2, even 3 or 4 players cannot carry us through on a Friday night, right? It's going to take all of us.
Our thanks to Dave Ferguson for giving us some of his thoughts, a few minutes of his time before the week goes. Randy, I asked you about week 1 and what it brings, the hope, and everybody's 0-0. the week leading up to the game, how important is it for the coach and on both these teams to keep everybody's emotions in check? You know you're going to be all pumped up come Friday. You got to channel it the right way.
Well, absolutely. You got to stay focused, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, you're doing your film studies, you're watching the team, you're set fundamentally, and you got your game plan in place. You're just trying to master that game plan as we go into the game, and that's a big point.
Yeah, and the other part of it is, they played each other last year. It's been a long time since they played. Teams are different. There was a lot of guys who graduated, maybe you're missing that, but how important do you remember from that game? Look, South Hagerstown had their way with Century on the field, and then they had a forfeit loss against them. So how much of that goes into this matchup?
well, like any athletics, any sport we play, you got to have a short memory.
Yeah.
There's no question. You got to forget last year. Last year was last year.
Right.
This is a new year. Everything's bright and high ambitions, excited to get going.
Yeah, yep. Century's here at home for the first time. They played at South Hagerstown last year. While we wait for the coin toss, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the players to watch from Century, and we're going to show you a pair of two-way players in seniors Dom D'Amico and JT Ferguson. As linebackers, they combined for 100-plus tackles. You can expect to see them as running backs on offense as well, and they did get a little bit of receiving yards. And those numbers from D'Amico, Randy, are all basically he missed the first half of the season, so he contributed as best he could. But these guys were both back and both fired up for their senior years.
Yeah, both Dom and JT were on varsity as freshmen. Coach Ferguson needed them on varsity to help, so they got a lot of experience.
And the experience, they want to translate into wins. It's hard. You and I can say that, but it's been a lot of losses on the field. Here's last year's records. You can see 5-5 for South Hagerstown. That includes the forfeit. And the offense was really a thing that struggled for Century, just 5.6 points per game. Through last year's record, they got a new offense this year, some new wrinkles on offense. I imagine that's a big thing that they're motivated to sort of flip the script there.
I'm sure they put in some minor changes. I don't believe Dave changed his strategy entirely, but definitely put in some changes. I think the additions from some kids coming up from JV and working hard, I think you're going to add some offense to that.
Getting set here for our first week of Game of the Week broadcast from CMSportsNet. Looking forward to it here. Pat Stetzer and Randy Pence. Again, we're going to battle the sun here in the beginning of the game. We should have brought our shades, but hey, hopefully the sun goes behind the trees by the end of the first quarter.
It takes a little while. It takes a little bit.
You know the area pretty well.
For sure.
You see a shot of the field. We're getting ready for the coin toss. I think they might have been a little early for the coin toss. While we do, maybe we can go ahead and take a look at the other games that are happening this week on Friday Night Football as Carroll County gets set for week 1 of play. Some other home games of other Carroll County games. Westminster and Franklin, great matchup last year. They're playing tonight, 6 o'clock to kick off. Or kicked off already. You see South Hagerstown at Century. We're here for that one. Smithsburg and Francis Scott Key. Chesapeake and South Carroll. Liberty is also at Walkersville. And Man Valley is at Perry Hall. We'll go ahead and take a look at the stat leaders from the 2023 season. We did this in our season preview. Passing numbers are going to be up first. The names you see in italics are those who graduated. There you see the top 2 passers from last year are back, Randy. Chase Miller from Liberty and Caleb Evans from South Carroll, both with great seasons. Miller led the county in yards and touchdown passes.
Yeah, those numbers are awesome. They really are.
Rushing yards, there they are right there. A lot of guys graduated. They were on the top of the list. Raekwon Warfield is the top guy back with 623 yards a year ago. Kevin Poole, though, averaged close to 9.5 yards per carry. This is a big one here, too. Tristan West from Liberty, the returning pass catcher, 815 yards receiving and 24 yards per catch with the 8 touchdowns. He had a huge junior year. He's back for Liberty. Braden Yeager also back from South Carroll. And then the defensive leaders, and you see Trey Helmick on the list there. He graduated after a really great year for the Knights. He'll be tough to replace, but they're going to try to do their best there in the middle of the defense. And then on the right side is the sack leaders. Victor Tejada from Winters Mill. He returns after 9 sacks his sophomore year. All right, we're getting set for the coin toss. Century in the home green, South Hagerstown in the white. It's going to be South Hagerstown's call. I was going to ask you, Randy, while we're waiting for the coin toss, again, week 1 is huge optimism. It's a long season. Everyone makes the playoffs now. Every game is certainly important, but you want to try to make a statement early on, and you want to try to realize, hey, if you fall short, we still got 8 weeks to go in the regular season.
Absolutely. I mean, you want to show, especially our county teams, where we stand, the type of team we have, that when Century comes into town, that it's going to be a tough game, right?
Century is going to get the kickoff here as the opening toss. or coin toss, I should say. They're going to shake hands here. We're going to have some high school football for you here in just a moment. And there's some of that energy we're talking about, Randy. You try to channel it best you can, and you definitely want to be pumped up and ready to go week one. Talking with Coach Ferguson earlier in the week, he talked about discipline, and it's going to take the more disciplined team perhaps to win a game like this. Cut down the penalties.
That's week one. I mean, week one, you got to be strategic. You got to stay set. You got to concentrate, eliminate turnovers. Of course, that beats you every time. Turnovers.
Sure.
And just take your time. Control the ball. Control the game.
No matter how much you've been doing since August 15th, it's a lot different once you get on the field against somebody else. And they've had some scrimmages and things like that, but it's still a lot different than when we get out here for real. So. All right, Century's on the sideline, and they will receive the opening kick. Traveled well from Washington County, did South Hagerstown, way out there in the 2 counties away, up in Washington County, in the center of the county. And the Rebels, again, 5-5 last year, and Juwan Sandridge, his first full season as coach. Kicking off for South Hagerstown, number 13, Abraham Herver.
I'd love to be able to tell you who's back, but it's hard to see the numbers.
We'll try our best to figure it out. Yeah.
Who's back to receive?
I see number 7 might be back there, and that's in the form of Dylan Vroom. We'll be doing our best to get Chris Curlett's audio, too, to help us out with some of the spotting. I think Dylan Vroom's on the near side. Well, we'll find out in just a second. But, yeah, bear with us, everybody. It's going to be a little tricky here in the first part of this opening game, but we're excited to bring you some Carroll County Athletic League football as the 2024 season kicks off. Kick is away, a little bit of a low kick, and I think Dylan Vroom is going to pick it up. And here comes Vroom. Takes a big hit. Bud just gets past the 30-yard line.
All right, get those first kinks out, first hits of the game.
Absolutely. Yep. They are not going to do 1st and 10, so I would take the oath and O off the scoreboard if you can. All right, 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line, and quarterback is number 8, Jake Dexter, a junior. 6 foot, 165 pounds. This is his first varsity experience here for the most part. They had a lot of QBs last year. Randy went shuffled through some guys, had some injuries. And the first play is a handoff here. And this is JT Ferguson. He gets around the left side, and that's big enough for a 1st down.
It looked like a gain of about 13, give or take, and good run.
It was a good
first
run.
play, good block on the offensive line.
Knocked out of bounds by Braden Sisk, who you'll see on offense as the quarterback. So the quarterback is also playing some defensive back. And it's a 1st down. Fresh set of downs up past the 45-yard line. That was a wide receiver handoff, number 12 there, William Koenig. It's across midfield, though. Good gain on 1st down by 5 yards. This drive is a big drive for Central, just to get a statement, right?
Definitely a statement. Coming out like this. This is really good.
There's your starting offense. Jake Dexter, Dom D'Amico, JT Ferguson, Duncan and Koenig, and Jackson Ricks is your tight end, and then the line for Century. It's going to be obviously paving some big holes here early on. So we're off to a good start here for Century. Sticking on the ground. This is Ferguson again. Slips 1 tackle. Does a good job there. Gets around the tackle. So JT Ferguson already off to a pretty good start.
JD's going to be their power back. There's no question. I mean, he's a big, tough kid, strong kid.
Strong kid, wrestler.
Yes.
Played, and like you said, he's been a varsity player since his freshman year.
High school football, this is generally a 4-down territory.
I would agree.
Already.
I was just going to say it's 3rd and short. You're probably going to be 4th and short, or go for it on 4th down. So here we go. Man in motion. That's Koenig coming toward us. Oh, bad snap. Dexter's got it. Oh, ill-advised throw. Incomplete pass. Probably smart to throw it away, but make sure you throw it away to the right side. But it fell to the turf, incomplete. And now let's see, first decision for Coach Dave Ferguson and his crew. It's going to be fourth down and about 3.
It's tough to tell whether the quarterback was ready for the snap or not.
I think maybe you're right about that.
I think maybe that was it. Maybe he was still making the call.
So here they go. They're lining up. And the handoff goes to Ferguson. Oh, I think the knee came down.
Are we going to give it?
I think he was down. Ooh, they really put him ahead. That's a generous spot. Somebody's down.
Official timeout. Lights player down. Ball was carried by Ferguson.
I think that's Ferguson. Now you got someone limping off the field, too. I think that's JT Ferguson on the ground, but they gave him a fairly generous spot on that, Randy.
I thought so, too.
Yeah.
It was
Like
definitely
the knee
generous.
was down. Yeah, 75. Jacob Plummer limping off the field for Century, so. Sure. First pause here for Century as they are going to move the chains, so they did give him that first down. That's a big early call there for Century. Again, no replay in high school. Looked like the knee might have been down, but anyway, it's first down. They're going to tend to Ferguson. That's you hope here for Century that it's not a
this would be big.
Not a massive loss, but they are tending to him right now. While we have this break, actually they're going to get Ferguson to his feet here. Yeah, looks like we may get him off the field here in a second. That's good news for Century. Hopefully he can walk off on his own power. Yeah, he does. He may have just fallen awkward on the ball. So here comes JT Ferguson, gets a hand from the crowd, and it is a first down, I believe. So the first gamble goes Century's way, and it's in.
Nice seeing him come off the field.
Yes.
Well,
he's on the bench now.
He's tough.
He is tough. I agree. Unless they tell him he can't, he'll come back in. All right, 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of South Hagerstown. So into Rebels territory. Here's a handoff, and chopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Chopped down, rather. So that may have been Jacob Odilius. Nope, that's 15. Let's see. Yep, Jacob Odilius, junior running back, number 15, 5'10", 175 pounds. Century's got some depth. That's another thing that Coach Ferguson talked about. Is finally, for the first time in a while, they've got some guys that can.
I do like this ball control offense right now.
Yes.
Moving the football.
I knew you would.
Yep.
Yeah, moving the ball. I already see Ferguson on the sideline ready to go back in. There's a little waggle from Dexter, and the first pass is completed. That's Koenig with the catch, and that's going to make it a 3rd and manageable. So a nice little drive here for Century to start this game. Nice movement by Dexter. Roll with the line and flow. And rode the flow and find Koenig. Yep.
Again, I'm going to go back to 3rd and 3. This is 4-down territory. You don't need it all on this down.
If they went for it the last time, I don't know why they wouldn't go for it again, but you're right. Dexter's in the shotgun. That's a give to Koenig, and he was stood up now. The ball might have popped out. Let's see. South Hagerstown's pointing. What have we done? Oh, we're going to call a 4th down. Another close play.
Officials called him down.
They called him down.
Yep.
I'm going to say that was no gain. Ferguson's still on the sideline, but he's near the 50-yard line. So here we go. That was a no-gainer, so it'll be 4th down again here coming up. Let's see what they got on the second go-round on 4th down. Oh, that one's sniffed out. That play was sniffed out by South Hagerstown. Nice job by number 9, Jeremiah Welch. And that's a turnover on downs.
Still a positive right now for Century opening the game with the ball movement and running the football.
It was definitely a good drive. Yeah, definitely a good drive. And now it'll be the Rebels on offense. I believe led by number 6, Braden Sisk, is the quarterback. Yep, I see Sisk in the backfield, and I got number 2, Josiah Davis. Those are some guys to keep an eye on here tonight for the Rebels. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Hand off to Davis. Nice tackle made, though. That was Dom D'Amico. So welcome back, Dom, to the beginning of this season. Another guy to keep an eye on for Century.
Dom attacked well. D'Amico attacked up.
Yeah, so they got it up to about the 44-yard line. I guess they started at the 42. So, yeah, gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Seven minutes to go here in the opening quarter. No score as the sun rays bounce off the field here in our camera shots. Looks kind of cool here in the early going here. Back to Davis.
Oh.
D'Amico almost had him again, but it'll be a gain of about 3 more.
I believe that was D'Amico coming in.
It was.
Missed a tackle, but
No,
it slowed the play
It
up.
sure
It
did.
interrupted the play. And the flow got to the running back.
No doubt. That brings up a 3rd and about 6. Now we're going to make a 3rd and 5 now. So 3rd and 5 from about the 47-yard line. Sisk in the shotgun. He's got Davis, and it's going to be a handoff to Davis. Century played it pretty well. That'll be a 4th down, right up about midfield.
Yes.
Yeah, 3 straight good jobs by Century on defense. Looked like it could have been Alex Gonzalez, number 11, defensive lineman. And now we're 4th down and short at the 50. I don't see a punter out there, so it looks like they're going to go for it too. Adelia's coming off the field quickly. And the first defensive challenge here for Century. 4th and short.
See if they load the line.
Oh, a little bit of bumbled snap. Oh, and the ball's down. And he's not going to get the first down. So a little bit of a botched play. I think they're short. Sisk had it, lost it. Picked it back up. Let's see what they do here. He did reach forward with the ball. Well, I think he's short.
It should be a measure.
They're going to measure it. Yeah, I think he's short. I think he's
From
short.
up here, it sure looks like he's short.
Right. So we're going to have a chain gang come out and measure this. Good job by Century. It was a little bit of a busted play, and Century stayed with it.
Century had good penetration on
did.
that play too.
That's
Even
3
though
in a
the
row.
First one missed.
I know.
It just throws the play off.
That's 3 in a row.
Timing.
Yeah, it's 3 in a row for Century. So they needed to get to the 48.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're not quite there. So I think they're going to be. I mean, again, this is from up here, but.
Well, I've
feels
done,
a little crowned.
I've done many high school fields.
Okay,
I
yeah.
like to say they're not always accurately lined, so to speak. And when things look off, they're not.
Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah.
We're going to find out. Now they're
Century.
short. Yep. I say they're short by about a half yard. And a good stand there by the Century defense. And you see them celebrating as they come off the field. They're fired up on the sideline here at the Castle, and I thought that was a really good possession for Century's defense.
Well, absolutely another thing to get them pumped up. You know, keep the excitement going and playing hard. You know, offensively,
Yeah.
they moved the football in the first series.
Yep,
You know,
keep the energy
they
sustained.
stopped in
Yep.
the first series.
Yep. So Jake Dexter in the offense back out. Still no Ferguson on the sideline here. He is standing up with a water, so I think you're right, Randy. I think we will see him again, but right now they're keeping him off the field for offense. Has his helmet in his hand. So they're officially marking the ball up here. It'll be first down Century right close, right near the 49-yard line. So good field position to start
real
the
good
second
field
drive
position.
for Century.
Yeah, I look down at the bench and I see him still working on our offensive lineman, Century's offensive lineman.
Right, yeah,
Plummer, I
Yep,
believe.
I do see that, you're right.
Yeah.
So he's a big boy, so it'll be a little bit of a loss there. Plummer stands 6'5", 210 on the roster. So here we go. Offense back on the field for Century. 5:17 to go in the first quarter. Dexter in the shotgun. Turns and gives to his running back. Good hole, good start. That was Deion Barnes, I believe, number 13. So a nice run there by Barnes, a sophomore, 5'10", 150 pounds. A nice little burst there on the right side, Randy.
You're clearly seeing the offensive line firing out, which is a good sign, real good sign.
Now we do have a flag on this play, so let's see, let's hold up. And it is holding on Century. Now it's a spot foul in high school, so he will get some of those yards and then 10 yards from the spot. So it'll be first down again. Back. So it still will be decent position. The box is way far back here. So there we go. Yeah, it's not from the line of scrimmage like in the pros. So, but still going to be first and about 15 or 16, call it. But a good run by Barnes. It's just don't want to get behind the sticks. This time it's a fake to Barnes. Nice catch by D'Amico and a good spin move to get around one tackler. And he is into South Hagerstown territory. Nice job by D'Amico. Pass was a little bit to his left. Nice play on first and long.
So far, I like what I'm seeing in their passing game. They're not trying to do anything too much downfield, just hitting that, but getting the quarterback out of the pocket too a little bit.
Play into your
some
strengths.
Time to throw.
Absolutely. You complete a couple of those, it just boosts your confidence, and it keeps the linebackers and the defensive line honest. If you're South Hagerstown, so good there, good play there. Second and about 8 now for Century. Here's Dexter drop back again. Here's a screen pass. I believe that's Barnes using some of that speed. Barnes gets away, and he's got a first down.
Yes.
Deion Barnes, 2 big plays on this drive. All the way down to the 35-yard line. Actually, the 34 technically. So big play, 2 big plays for Deion Barnes. That's what you're looking for if you're Century and Dave Ferguson.
Now, I know they completed 2 passes here in a row. Let's get back to that running game, though. They're looking strong there too.
Agreed. Dexter has Barnes behind him and Dom D'Amico in his fullback position. This will be a give to Barnes. And he's into the secondary quickly. And Deion Barnes, 10th grader. And here comes JT Ferguson back in. That's a plus if you're Century. But I credit Deion Barnes. He's coming off the field. 3 nice big chunk plays for Barnes. He's getting a little drink of water and some high fives from his teammates. This will make it second and short as we're down inside the 30.
Keep the clock running. Keep it moving.
3 minutes coming up. Your kind of game, Randy.
Yeah. Again, I was a wing T coach back in my day. And ball control, misdirection.
4 pass completions in the whole game or something like that, right? Yep. There's a give on the left side. This time South Hagerstown sniffed it out. And that was Ferguson. Going to be about no gain. I think I saw big 56 in there for Antonio Balls in there for Hagerstown. Oh, they're going to give it to Sims, Jameer Sims, number 5. And Ferguson, D'Amico out. And we have a third, and actually maybe lost a half yard, so third and a long 3 for Century with 2:10 to go in the opening quarter. Scoreless here at the Castle. Dexter completed the pass to Gordon. Gordon still going. He fights his way for a first down. Christopher Gordon, nice job.
Using that quick passing game as like a run game.
And he caught that five yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he made the most out of that. Nice job by Gordon, just not letting go, falling forward. And
he had a good block on the cornerback. You don't have to blow him out, but just get in his chest and be with him, and gave him a chance to run.
Welch from Hagerstown had his hand on the ball, but Gordon held tight and actually picked up the first down after contact. So nice job by Gordon, and a fresh set of downs for Century. Going right to left on your screen. Here's a turn and a give to Barnes. Made one man miss, and going forward again. So very nice job here by Century on this opening drive, or excuse me, second drive.
Yeah.
See Barnes just making that's the third time I think that he's made the first guy miss with a nice cutback right there, and then got into that secondary.
Good little change of direction on that run. It started going toward the out and then cut it back in.
John Dollar with the tackle for South Hagerstown, but not before Barnes picks up at least 5, maybe even 6. Looks like we're inside the 20-yard line here. Under a minute to go in the first quarter, and that stops the clock. They had a play design there too for Century, but they're going to kind of call this one back. Maybe a false start. Moving back 5 yards.
Still second down.
Back to about 2nd and 10. Trying to limit those penalties early is a big thing for both these teams, not just Century, obviously South Hagerstown too.
I mean, if you saw last night in the Ravens games, penalties, the offensive penalties, alignment, lining up off the line of scrimmage. You got to be consistent. You got to work it hard.
I heard you had you watched that game, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, Dexter almost got it. Got hit. 32 for Hagerstown, coming in hard there. Ryan Ragland for South Hagerstown, so an incomplete pass. Good pressure by Ragland, number 32 for the Rebels. Nobody blocked him. He came out of that B gap and no one blocked him. So nice job by Ragland there. That'll bring up a 3rd and long. Does stop the clock. 39 seconds to go in this opening quarter. I'm unfamiliar with many teams kicking games early in the season, so I don't know if they're setting up for a field goal try here, but I would guess they're going to try to make up half of this here. Of course, if they can make it up all, that'd be great. But I think that Ravens game taught us, Randy, last night that this really is a game of inches.
Yeah, that's for sure. Definitely showed it last night.
If Isaiah Likely wears a size 9 or 8, I think they might have called that a touchdown. Nice fake. They get it to D'Amico, but Rebels wall it up pretty good. D'Amico gets to the 20-yard line.
That's the pass to number 22, D'Amico.
That is the final 30 seconds of this quarter tick away.
The 20-yard line.
If they want, they could.
They should just let this the quarter end. Let's change end of the field.
Right. Yep. You're looking at about a 4th and 7, 4th and 8 when we don't think they're going to get this play off. 5-4. And that will be the end of the first quarter. And we don't have a score, but we do have Century on the move. This is a good second drive here for the Knights. I'm impressed with a couple of different guys here so far.
Oh, absolutely. Again, I mean, I've always been a ball control coach, and Hagerstown only had the ball once.
3 plays.
Once. We've had Century's had the ball twice. That's it.
Yeah, 4 plays. They went for it on 4th down. Didn't get it. There's your first quarter.
Yep.
No score between Hagerstown, South Hagerstown, and Century here on the CMSportsNet Game of the Week. Pat Stetzer and Randy Pence. Happy to be with you here in Eldersburg, and I'm sure, Randy, you're not a stranger to the program anymore, but you'll be here for a long time. Always good to make a trip back. Here's the first quarter scores, like you said. Just the 9 rushing yards for Hagerstown, and Century's already up to 80 yards, 69 yards of total offense, and the 4 first downs. So
yeah, absolutely.
Dominated the quarter. Definitely dominated the quarter.
This is good. To begin the season, to open up the fall season, football drives the spirit in this school.
Absolutely.
Home and away team, it drives the spirit no matter what goes on. The student bodies out there, they come out strong. Yep. They're down in the bleachers, and it's just so exciting, when this comes back in the beginning.
I have to remind a lot of the younger people in the county that it wasn't that long ago that Century was going to the playoffs when you had to make it in every year. There was a 10-0 regular season not that long ago. This place would be packed for games. And, you were here as the AD. was a fun time, and it can be again.
Yes.
It's been a tough few seasons, but it can be a fun again. So we saw it in Winners Mill last year.
Yes, absolutely.
They brought back energy like you wouldn't believe, and they earned it.
Outstanding season. They had a great
deserved it.
season last year.
You get a couple wins early here, and you gain some confidence. Well, here we go. 4th down and 7. Dexter in the shotgun. He will look to throw, and he's got a completed pass. Right out past the sticks. They needed 8, and they got 9. William Koenig steps out of bounds. That's a nice play by Century. Nice, well-designed play.
Offensive line held up well because he stayed in the pocket that time. The offensive line did a super job of pass blocking.
Absolutely. That's just great awareness, too. Koenig goes right to the sticks, knows where he has to be. They needed 9, or they needed 8, and he got 9. There's a run to the left side. Looks like Hagerstown bottled that one up a little bit. Yeah. We got a flag on the play, possibly. Let's see. We got a penalty.
That was made by the Rebels, led by number 4, John Dollar.
It looks like it was a penalty.
It's
right?
overheated. It's too hot.
Penalty decline, loss of about 3 on the play, 2nd and 13.
There's a run this time by Gordon. Nice hit there to get a little bit of that, a little bit closer to the line, to the first down mark. Going to be 3rd and about 5.
He gained about 7 on the play, and we'll bring up 3rd and 6 overnight.
Again, the offensive coordinator's got to be. I'm saying stay conservative here. You know, with his approach. It's a 4-down territory. Don't know if they have a kicker or not for sure.
Right.
Didn't see pregame
I did not
warm-up.
either.
So.
And we're inside the 10-yard line. There's a give to Ferguson. That's a flag on the play. Ferguson gets twisted around.
Ferguson, the ball carrier, flag on the play.
Stops the clock, and let's see what we got here. Ooh, a little chop block. Not what you want there.
No, not at all.
Now let's see, though. Let's see if Hagerstown, I would think they would accept it. They're going to back them up. I would.
I mean, I think I'd back them up on this one. I know they declined the last one.
They did not. Yeah, this time they accepted it.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't. The field position wise, you had it that way. That's all for right now. I'll try to.
Result of the penalty places the ball about the 23-yard line. Replay, 3rd down, 3rd and long.
All right, so it'll be a 3rd and long now for Century. The ball's on the ground. Dexter picks it up. Does complete it to. Now look at this. Look at this. That was a completely busted play on a 3rd and forever. Dexter dumps it off to Koenig, and there was no one on the other side of the field for South Hagerstown, and it's a touchdown for Century. How about that?
No one ever says to have a little bit of luck helps. You know, ball's
It hits
on
the
the ground
ground.
from the snap.
Dexter just tries to get rid of it. Koenig picks it up, and he makes one man miss, and there was no one else there. Just like they drew it up, right, Coach?
Yep.
Just like they drew it up.
Looks like a genius, the offensive coordinator.
Absolutely.
Yep. Snap the ball to the quarterback, have him drop it. Just throw a little flare to the running back.
Almost throw it to the other team. Oh, wait a minute, there's no one there. We got pay dirt. Hey, they'll take it.
Yeah, for sure.
Touchdown pass for Jake Dexter, and now the PAT try. This is Jake Kuntz, number 19, I believe, left-footed kicker. That's up, and it's good. So right off the bat, a third and long, and down inside the 10-yard line. Push back on a chop block, no matter. Century draws it up perfectly, and with 10:25 to go in the second quarter, the Knights lead the Rebels 7-0.
Well, there have been a couple situations where the ball's been on the ground, but luckily we've only lost the ball, I believe, one time, with that. And they're sticking, they're controlling the clock, we're down to 10 minutes here in the second quarter.
Yeah. And there's been no turnover yet, so the ball was on the ground, but the Century was able to pick it up. And, you got to credit Dexter there, good awareness to pick it up and not panic, even though you had guys in your face. And here's Dexter, 8 for 10 for 74 yards and a touchdown. That's not a bad first quarter in a few minutes of his first game.
Yeah. Well, it's a beautiful night here at the castle, that's for sure.
It is.
As I look off to my right, I see the sun is starting to get closer and closer to the horizon.
That's breaking news. I like that. We'll be in much better shape once we get to that point. Yeah, this is the toughest part of the year. By the time we get to the end of the season, it's not quite as bad with the sun, but it does play havoc with you here in the beginning of the year, especially when it's setting over there out past the baseball field. But it is a great night for football. Not too hot. We're not bundled up with mittens just yet, so that's always good to know. Here comes the kickoff. Kuntz will chip it up. And that's a free ball up to the 20. That's a nice run back for the Rebels. Jacob Gibson, number 26, gets it all the way up past the 35-yard line. So not quite what Central wanted to have happen there, but see where they spot it, 38-yard line. So good field position there for the Rebs.
Good effort by South Hagerstown, no question with that.
Rebels first and 10 from their own 38.
All right, first and 10 from the 38. Handoff here. Josiah Davis, number 2.
For the carry for the Rebels.
Good defensive flow down on the line of scrimmage. Looks like maybe a gain of 3. Guy did a good job flowing down.
Second and about 7. Oh, call it, 7. Up to the 41-yard line. Nice job there by Davis. He gets into the secondary. That's the first down. Nice run there by the young man, Josiah Davis.
D'Amico came up nice again, but he's got to break down to make the tackle. He just went by him.
Right at the midfield stripe. First and 10, right at the 50, South Hagerstown. Pass by Sisk out in the flat. Davis takes a big hit by Kuntz, and he goes down. Oh, and there's a flag. Well, we may have 2 flags. So it was a big hit by Kuntz, and then I believe, well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Foul was made by the Knights at the 49-yard line. Several flags on the play.
Could have been holding out on the outside.
Could have been, could have been.
Yeah, but what happened on this backside?
Yeah, right at the 49-yard line. Kuntz hit Davis and was celebrating it. I don't know if that's going to be excessive or not. We'll see. The South Hagerstown sideline was celebrating the call. Let's see what we got here. So that's on Century. Okay, so there's 2 of them.
Wow. Both on Century. Got to keep your control.
You got to keep your control. These will, I believe, attack on both, correct? So this is, if I'm not mistaken, that's 30 yards and penalties right there.
Yeah, unsportsmanlike's automatic.
But I mean, it's not just 15.
No.
You're going to do them both. So,
see if he takes him down to about the 12.
Yeah, not the best timing there. Dave Ferguson, the coach, wants to ask the head official what happened. He's going to tell him.
15 yards for each penalty.
So that's all the way down to the 20. So yeah, 30 yards of penalties after that nice play. That nice stop is something you can't have.
That was big. Again, you
can't have that
got to have self-control. He made a great play.
Do your best to walk away. This is Sisk. He's going to keep it. And gets a good set of chunky yards on first down.
Sisk on the keeper. That was made by Crosby.
Looks like he's down inside the, and
Second and 4.
it's a timeout's going to be called. He's inside the 15. So we got a timeout on the field.
Good timeout.
Yeah, I think so. Give the defense a breather.
Good timeout. Let's regroup here. Let's get ourselves together.
Agreed.
Let's talk it over.
Especially after those tough penalties, you know, you definitely want to try, if you're Coach Ferguson, to get everybody calm back down. It's emotional, you know. Obviously, things are emotional. You make a nice play, you want to celebrate it, but obviously, as we can say, it's easy for us to say this up here. Of course, you got to try to keep your composure as best you can.
I mean, it's a physical sport, you know, and emotions are going to come out from time to time. There's no question.
Absolutely.
You know, but you got to remember, you know, it's not about you; it's about the team.
Just had a nice play on offense. You had that touchdown, and then you've certainly helped Hagerstown get themselves down the field here into the red zone. So here we go. Second and about 4. Sisk hands off Davis around the right side. And
Ball carried by Davis in the end zone. Flag on the play.
We got a flag and it's coming back. So a good run there by Davis. And it's coming back on that hold.
Yes, yep. That came out quick. We saw that early.
Penalty from the spot foul.
So we're going to back that up. It'll be second down and about 15.
Ball will be placed about the 24-yard line. Replay second down. Second and 14.
Nice job by the defense that time.
Great penetration by the defensive line.
It certainly was. Alex Grenand. I was trying to say that was Christian Edwards on the run. That time Coots helped out too and lost some yards. It's going to be a third and long now, so another nice job by Century's defense on that play.
That timeout really paid off.
Yes, it did so far. All the way back to the 29-yard line. So third and forever here. Now Century scored on a third and long, so doesn't mean anything here as Sisk is in the shotgun. He rolls to his right. ball popped up in the air, incomplete, trying to get it to Kahuri Alford. Nice job by Christian Gordon on the tackle. And now it'll be 4th and long.
It was actually a good pass by the South Carroll quarterback. You know, just couldn't bring it in that time. Would have maybe gave half the distance back.
So it's 4th and really 4th and about 18. Let's see what Hagerstown's trying to do here, and they're going to call a timeout and talk it over. So 7:03 to go, and it's Hagerstown calls the first timeout.
Called by South Hagerstown Rebels. Don't forget, please beat that halftime rush.
It's a good time to get the defense set as well.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing, you know, what they're doing out there. You know, they called it, South Hagerstown called the timeout, but this could help Century get their defensive players where they want them. You know,
Absolutely.
because,
One more chance to catch your breath and see what's going on. Because again, a broken play, anything like this anything like that can happen. So you got to make sure that you're all set. No one makes a penalty or anything like that.
For sure.
Extra
You
yards.
got 4th and, like you said, about 19, 20. Yeah.
6 penalties so far, 55 yards. Of course, 2 of those were 30 yards. Consecutive, or whatever you want to call it, double 15-yarders for them.
Century Apparel also for sale. Get down and pick up some fantastic new Hollow Press apparel.
So here we go.
And show your support around the community for your Century Net.
Sisk has Edwards to his left. 4th and a while to go.
Trips left, single right.
Correct. It's a shotgun. They're going to throw it deep down the
Single
sideline.
guy. There's your safety there.
Complete. Pass was out, pretty much overthrown, out of bounds. That was a tough play, and they hold there.
Century's coverage was there. That was good. You know, the quarterback had him covered. You had your safety over top.
Christian Gordon, number 5, one of the Century Knights on the pass defense there. So good job by Century to not let those 2 penalties really bite them in the end.
I'll go back to that timeout that Century called. Let's regroup here, guys, and it worked. You know, they stopped them.
It did. Yeah, again, that could have really gone south with those back-to-back 15-yard penalties. So here we go, 1st and 10 for Century. 28-yard line, perhaps. And that's Deion Barnes again. We haven't seen too much of JT Ferguson in the backfield since he came out. He's been back in the game, but he's on the sideline right now, and that's Barnes, who has had a couple really nice runs, Randy, so far in this first half.
Barnes is definitely running the ball well. If you can get Ferguson a break right now, that's a good thing, because you can use him for defense. There's no question.
Sure. Again, nice job by Barnes all the way up to the 44-yard line. Deion Barnes.
You gotta like the surge. The right side of the offensive line, the run was right. It surged out. Barnes had some room to look before he had to make his decision to go to hit the hole.
He's got good vision. At least he has so far in this first quarter and a half. We are halfway through the second quarter. And Century is again on the move. That will stop things. Looks like it might have been a false start, and it is. Back yards to the 39-yard line. 1st and 15. This is a handoff to, nope, it's going to be a pitch. Oh, Deion Barnes. I'll tell you what, Randy. If you're going to pitch your wagon to somebody early in this first half, I don't know how you can't get number 13, Deion Barnes. That play should have been stopped for a loss.
Barnes has been driving his legs.
Absolutely.
He's keeping the knees high, running hard. He really has.
That should have been a tackle for loss in the backfield, and he gets up to the 49-yard line. So.
And Barnes is young. He's only a sophomore.
Making the most of his chance. And now he's got D'Amico and Ferguson in the backfield behind Dexter. Here's Ferguson. Just talked about how they were going to. So this could be a little thunder and lightning here between Barnes and Ferguson and D'Amico. And you see D'Amico blocking for Ferguson. Another first down, I believe, for Century.
Dexter for Century Lights. First down.
Hagerstown's made a few plays in this first half, Randy, but this first half has been dominated by Century.
Absolutely. If you look at total yardage, I guarantee you that'll be the
We'll
case.
see it at halftime. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, you got to like the drive. You know, you got to the offensive line. You know, is firing out.
There's a handoff to D'Amico, I believe, and he got a couple yards there too. So. That's up to down to the 43-yard line.
No huddle?
No huddle. How about that? Oh, they almost caught Hagerstown. That was the plan there. Almost caught him off guard. Oh, that play got blown up at the line. They were running guys off the field, the Rebels were, and almost caught him, but instead they got maybe a gain of 1, so down to the 41.
Almost looked like Century went into like a wildcat formation.
It did, something like that, yeah.
Third and 6.
Maybe a third, about 6 here.
The old single T shotgun, single wing shotgun.
To me, it feels like it's going to be 4-down territory unless it's way behind the sticks most of the night if you're Century. And guess what? The sun is about to go on behind the trees. Randy's happy about that.
Absolutely.
That was a wildcat. That's a pitch back to helmet off and looking and pushing forward. Number 12, William Koenig. That was a pitch from Ferguson back to Koenig. Yep. Now let's see what we got here. Now his helmet popped off, but we're going to maybe say he was out of bounds just before the first down. It looked like initially he got to the first down, but there you see the good tackle there by 14, Grant Beal. See, that needs to be 4th down. 4th and about 1, so.
He reaches out for first down, but was out of bounds.
All right, so he's out of bounds on the 4th.
At the 37-yard line, that brings up 4th and about 2.
4th and short. Century's got 2 timeouts. Give it to Ferguson. He's through and more. There goes JT Ferguson. And he is going to go into the end zone. On 4th and short.
Broke through that initial line. They had everybody
there.
up. Nobody was back.
Nobody was there. Look at here it is, Randy. He got past that first guy and nobody there. 36-yard touchdown scamper by JT Ferguson.
Well, you got 4th and 1 there, so you're going to put everybody up, and you don't have a free safety in the middle of the field to save anything that gets through it.
2 great calls on touchdowns. Now the first one might have been the football guys, but that one was a nice play call. And Century's about to go up. Well, there are up 2 scores. They can go up 14-0 here on this PAT, and that's going to be a. Let's see this. Oh yeah, looks like South Hagerstown jumped offside. Now, what do you do here?
The way they just power ran that last couple plays.
I think that's Coach Ferguson on the field asking, where would it be? Yep, he's going for 2.
Yard and a half.
I knew it. I knew that's what they were going to do. I knew that's what they were going to do, and I don't blame them.
You take what they're going to give you. If they're going to give me that,
you can take 5 yards of carry. Yeah. Why wouldn't you go out there and run for 2? I saw Coach Ferguson take about 2 steps onto the field. I said they're going for 2. there's a flag. The flag just got thrown. It may be delay.
No, it was a penalty.
Oh, you're
Could
right.
be a
No,
delay,
you're
yeah.
right. You're right. Well, he did throw a flag. I don't know if South Hagerstown may have said something in the backfield. Just saw a flag in the end zone.
Oh.
Well, we'll find out here. Now, what's that? Was it unsportsmanlike? Let's see what the call is. Yeah, unsportsmanlike. Now, it's going to be on the kickoff, I believe.
Yeah, the kickoff.
So here we go. Now Ferguson is in that Wildcat again. Let's see what they do. And Ferguson plunged forward. Did he get in? He got in. 2-point play.
Excellent
Successful.
play.
Yep, absolutely.
Power straight ahead with Ferguson. You take Barnes out and you put Ferguson in for the snap.
14 points in this quarter. Excuse me, 15 points in this quarter for Century. You couldn't have asked for much of a better start here if you're Century. Coming off last season, not winning a game on the field. We're only in the second quarter. I understand there's a lot of game left, but they've been the better team on the field so far.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no question. As you said, when the stats come out, you're going to see that, of course. You know, I'm going to say, though, I believe that was only Century's third possession. And I think South Hagerstown's only had 2 possessions so far, and we're 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter. I mean, that's
that
ball control.
Yeah, ball control you've been talking about. Yep. So the kickoff now will be in South Hagerstown territory because of that unsportsmanlike penalty. So if you play this right.
Is the kicker for us, Runkles, the one kicking the extra points?
19 is Kuntz, I believe. Jake
Kuntz, not Runkles, I'm sorry, Kuntz. Right.
If you play this right and kick it in the right spot, you can really pin them back. I mean, you know, be careful not to kick it out of bounds, but you can kick it into the end zone for a touchback or just try to squib it down inside the 20. But remember, they had a good return on their last. Here, what's he going to do? Yep, he's going to drive it up into the end zone. That's probably the smart play.
Yep.
Just to make sure they don't get a good run back.
Absolutely.
So Kuntz drills it through the end zone, right?
Yeah.
That was Jacob Gibson on the last run for South High.
So when do you think the trickle-down effect is going to happen from the NFL kickoff to college to high school?
I don't know. What do you think about that new rule?
I know.
I'm not sure. You like it?
I see them doing the same thing as they've done the last so many years. They're going to kick it out of the end zone.
Yes.
Give them the ball on the 30.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's right. It's the 30 now. If you do that,
it's
right?
a 30. Now, the first couple returns, I think Kansas City might have got out to the 33, 32.
Okay.
Because they went into the landing zone.
Sure.
But you know what? Just kick it in.
Yeah,
Don't take a chance on any return.
Just drill it. Yeah. You got guys who control 60-yard field goals. They should be able to put it into the end zone. So South High will start from the 20. And there is Sisk out in the flat, and a great tackle. Big tackle. Number 7, Dylan Vroom. That was a tackle for loss that he will not forget.
Timing was excellent.
He shed the block, too. Alfred caught the ball, but he did a great job, Vroom did, of getting around Sims and drilling him for a loss. Loss is about 4, maybe even 5. So 185 to 21, Randy, yards in the first half. Wow. There's a pass over the middle. Gibson made the catch. He's making guys miss, and here comes, it's Josiah Davis. That's exactly.
Some missed tackles.
And hang on 1 second. There is a flag on the play, right at the 28-yard line. So this might be coming back, but that was a whale of an effort from Josiah Davis. I mean,
Absolutely.
He goes 80-plus yards for a touchdown, and he's going to come back. So he will get those yards up to about the 28. But
Century dodged the bullet there, that's for sure.
80-yard touchdown coming up right there. No, excuse me, even more than that, 85.
Yeah.
So it's a spot foul, so he's gonna get the yards to the 28. So it should, we'll see what happens here. Should be a first down after the, oh no.
No,
It'll be second and,
about 10 maybe.
yeah, my bad, I was off the wrong sticks. With a minute and a half left. Now, South High's got 2 timeouts, I believe, and Century also has the 2. So if Century makes a stop here, you can call a timeout. Try to get this thing back with a minute and a half left. Who knows? It's possible. You could stop the clock twice here if they don't get a first down, and you definitely would get it back. But that stopped the clock there, so you saved your timeout too. So you're right. It's about second and about 12. Yep.
Second and about 12 for the Raiders.
Ball back at the 17, 18-yard line. Here's Sisk. He's got a man open. Kahuri Alford, and he goes all the way. Wow. That was a great play.
Nice pass, good catch and stride. Century guy just couldn't catch up.
He goes into the end zone for a Rebels touchdown.
And that's an answer right there for South High. Here's the play. Sisk just waited for this to waited for Alfred to get around the defender. He beat Ferguson, and it was a foot race. And he was really close there to the sideline, but kept his feet in.
Receiver around a post corner.
And so with 1:14 to go, South Hagerstown is on the board. Nice play call, nice execution by the Rebels.
Teams are going to make big plays. You just got to eliminate as much as you can.
Absolutely. So they got away with the penalties earlier on that last drive and stood them up at this time. And there's the extra point after, and it goes through. Give that PAT to number 13, Herver. And with 1:14 to go, it's Century 15, South Hagerstown 7, and we still got a long way to go, but the 2-point conversion that come into play, so stay tuned there. But so that was like the gut punch, right? The first gut punch.
Absolutely.
See if Century can answer it. As Hagerstown gets the ball to start the third quarter. Now, still a minute 14 left here, and Century has 2 timeouts. So depending on what happens on the kickoff here, you can see whether we go offense or not. But
as I always told my players, you'll be in every game you play if you don't give up the long run and the long pass.
no, that's definitely true.
Yep.
You see South Hagerstown sideline there after that play. They desperately needed that to kind of keep in this game. Only down 2 scores, but the momentum was certainly on Hagerstown's side.
Absolutely.
Century side, pardon me.
It was a well-run pattern, though.
It was.
South
Absolutely.
You know, because when he went to the post, we bid on that post, and then he broke out back to the corner, opened him up.
Kahuri Alford, number 1, the senior, 80-plus yards down this near sideline after he ran that post route. And Ferguson did his best to keep up, but Alford won the foot race. And so now we'll see Herver with this kickoff, whether if Century does anything with it, whether Coach Ferguson wants to try some offensive plays here. And this perhaps the final
as you
drive.
said, they still have 2 timeouts.
Yeah,
left.
2 timeouts. It's a lot of time left. Here comes Herver. Puts his foot into it. A little bit of a high one. Filled it at the 20. And that was Vroom. He got up to the 35-yard line, 34-yard line. So fair field position for Century. These first couple plays will dictate what happens here on this drive.
You also don't want to go into halftime with doing something stupid.
Sure,
and then being
sure,
able
yeah,
to
sure.
pick off an interception or something like that and take it back. You're in a lead right now, 15-7. There's a lot of positives you're going to take from this first half. One breakdown.
One
that
breakdown.
was all.
One breakdown. And the other 2 things were self-inflicted, and they got over them. So we saw Jake Dexter looking at offensive coordinator for Century, and we'll see what they've decided to do here on this first. There's a handoff, then another reverse. This is D'Amico, and he gets taken down. And I think that might be a horse collar as D'Amico goes down at the 40-yard line.
Tackle made by the Rebels at the 40-yard line.
Tackle was made by number 6, Sisk. He may have grabbed the horse collar. And now that helps Century.
That
helps,
helps,
That's going to get it up past
sure.
on near the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
Oh, they waved it off.
Flag is waved off.
So 58 seconds to go. The ball is going to be at the 39-yard line.
Ball will be placed at the 39-yard line.
Clock's running, and
5, second and 5.
maybe we'll play it safe for Century. We'll see. Second and about 5 or 6. And they call a timeout there with 44 seconds to go. Still got one more, so just trying to reset the offense here.
Looked like they weren't in sync.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. You had 2 to burn.
Yeah.
Can't take them with you, so good job by Century's sideline. You see talking to the coaching staff there. I see Sam Rothstein's name on the coaching staff. I remember his days from
Sam was awesome.
Century, and of course played good college ball as well.
Absolutely. You had a couple others too.
Jake Schneider, I believe, is one that played here.
Yep, Jake Snyder played here for sure. I feel like Jason Grennan, I believe, played here as well. You know, we got to
get two Grenans on the roster. Yep.
Yeah.
Cameron and Alex.
Yeah.
So family affair there for Century on the sideline and on the field.
Yep.
So again, you're looking at second and about 5. They got to get to the 44. Yeah, so second and 5. 44 seconds to go in this opening half. And our CMSportsNet Game of the Week broadcast. Dexter back to throw. He steps into it. Oh, almost a catch. Trying to get it to Koenig. Coverage on the play.
Hard to believe that wasn't pass interference on that play.
Coverage by Cassius Freeman, I believe, 18. Oh, excuse me, that was number 10. Purcell Clay doing that coverage. He's coming off the field, actually, so didn't call it.
I mean, from up here, you know, we're a long way away.
Yep.
Don't know what exactly is happening on the field.
I know there's a face guarding thing, too, that you can or can't do in the high school level. And looked like there was some contact there, but did not get the call. So 3rd and 5, still manageable, and there's 36 seconds left, and there is that one timeout for Century. Dexter gives it to Deion Barnes, and Barnes still going. Got to the 40. Needs to get to the 44. And let's see who calls the timeout now. I think South High just called the timeout. So South Hagerstown calls that timeout. They got one left, and I would too. Make them make a decision on 4th down at the 41-yard line unofficially.
We haven't seen a punt yet in this game
no punts
whatsoever, so
no
we
punts.
don't know what's what. But
Correct.
South Hagerstown just hit on a big play last series.
I think if you're Century, you try your best to punt this ball away if you can.
JT's
I think Ferguson's going to be dropping back to punt. I think that's the right play. You don't want to try anything here in your own end with 26 seconds left. And they would have a timeout left, too, because it would stop the clock if you didn't get the first down.
But I agree with you, though. I don't think you let them return it. You try to avoid the return if you can.
Sure. Kick out of bounds, even if it doesn't go very far. Just try to kick it out of bounds. There it goes to Ferguson. Rugby style.
Perfect.
And out of bounds with about 18 seconds. And I'll tell you what, it probably would have been legal man downfield, but when Ferguson started running this way, he had a lot of room to run over here. I think it would have been probably called back. So inside the 40, which is what they wanted.
Yeah.
The Rebels will come out on offense. And hey, look, you got a timeout left, and crazier things have happened so far in this first half. So 18 seconds to go.
I mean, for Century, you just want to get to halftime at this point right now. But if I'm South Hagerstown, I just hit on a big play last series.
No doubt.
We got 2 deep safeties here with Century.
It's a dump off to Davis. He steps out of bounds, picked up about 5 or 6 yards. 11 seconds to go. So Josiah Davis has the long touchdown of the day.
Davis.
Now the clock went to 0, but the official wound his hand down. So let's see what they do here. Looked like about 11 seconds, but we'll see here. See what we're going to do. All right, we're going to get 12 seconds on the clock, looks like. Yep. All right, yep, that's probably the right call. He definitely went out of bounds.
Oh,
right?
he definitely went out.
Yeah. So, all right, 12 seconds left. Davis did step out of bounds. It'll be about a 2nd and 7. Dexter in the shotgun, Sisk in the shotgun. Pressure, and it comes off the end. And it's Alex Gonzalez, big hit. And that will probably do it. Sisk walks over to his sideline. That's probably the last play if I'm...
Looks like South Hagerstown used maybe their last
Oh, they
time
did.
out.
You're right. Or
Yeah.
someone did. Let's see. Great job by Gonzalez. Yeah, you're right. They did call it. I guess, hey, why not? 6 seconds left. Great job there by the
they
Century
really had
defense.
nothing to lose. You know, taking the time out here and just throwing one out.
Gonzalez with a big hit. Alex Gonzalez, number 11, 6'1", 185 pounds, junior. Tight end on offense, defensive end on defense, and he made himself known on that play right there. So 3rd and about 12, we'll call it, after that sack. I think that's the wise move to take the knee, and they do. And after 1 half of play, the home team Century Knights have the lead, something they did not experience too much of last year in a very, very tough 2023 season. So
Real nice, solid first half.
One, like you said, one blemish, one hiccup. It did result in a touchdown. There's your halftime score. Century 15, South Hagerstown 7. Randy, your quick thoughts on what we watched in the first half.
Yeah.
Our first half dominated by Century.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, coming out the first game of the year, this is what you want. This is what you want to see from your kids. You know, they controlled things. You know, some hiccups along the way and things like that. You know, but they were able to overcome them, and that was the big thing. And I want to go back to that timeout after the double personal fouls that they experienced. It got the ball for South Hagerstown to like the 20-yard line, and they were able to survive that, and that worked.
All right, we come back. We'll see some highlights from the first half. Don't go away. The CMSportsNet Game of the Week is coming right back.
What's the best gift you can give yourself? Pursue your passions. Explore your creativity. Expand your knowledge. Treat your mind and body. Give yourself a better you. With personal enrichment classes at Carroll Community College. Join us at carrollcc.edu/personal enrichment.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
Hey there, I'm Pat Stetzer.
And I'm Michael Duffy, inviting you to join us for The Score and more.
Each week we'll talk about high school sports in Carroll County. We'll share information about upcoming games, highlight coaches and athletes, and much more.
We'll even try to have a little fun along the way. Don't miss The Score and More podcast, presented by CMSportsNet.
The Score and More Sports podcast is available online at carrollmediacenter.org and on a variety of podcast channels.
Brought to you by Farmers and Merchants Bank.
Skill, dedication, leadership. Just a few of the things it takes to be named CMSportsNet's Athlete of the Week. Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Each week, CMSportsNet recognizes an outstanding player for their contribution to their sport. Meet some of Carroll County student athletes and join us as we celebrate their performance, impact, and outstanding accomplishments.
CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Barnes-Bollinger Insurance and by Raising Cane's.
What's the best gift you can give yourself? Pursue your passions. Explore your creativity. Expand your knowledge. Treat your mind and body. Give yourself a better you. With personal enrichment classes at Carroll Community College. Join us at carrollcc.edu/personal enrichment.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
Hey there, I'm Pat Stetzer.
And I'm Michael Duffy, inviting you to join us for The Score and more.
Each week we'll talk about high school sports in Carroll County. We'll share information about upcoming games, highlight coaches and athletes, and much more.
We'll even try to have a little fun along the way. Don't miss The Score and More podcast presented by CMSportsNet.
The Score and More Sports podcast is available online at carrollmediacenter.org and on a variety of podcast channels.
Brought to you by Farmers and Merchants Bank.
Skill, dedication, leadership. Just a few of the things it takes to be named CMSportsNet's Athlete of the Week. Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Each week, CMSportsNet recognizes an outstanding player for their contribution to their sport. Meet some of Carroll County student athletes and join us as we celebrate their performance, impact, and outstanding accomplishments.
CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Barnes-Bollinger Insurance and by Raising Cane's.
Skill, dedication, leadership. Just a few of the things it takes to be named CMSportsNet's Athlete of the Week. Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Each week, CMSportsNet recognizes an outstanding player for their contribution to their sport. Meet some of Carroll County student athletes and join us as we celebrate their performance, impact, and outstanding accomplishments.
CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Barnes Bollinger Insurance and by Raising Cane's.
We're back. CMSportsNet game of the week. Century 15, South Hagerstown 7. Pat Stetzer, Randy Pence. We got our camera back. We're all ready to go here for the second half.
Right.
Before we do, we're going to watch some highlights of what we saw in the first half. We can talk about what you were talking about a minute ago, Randy. That was just dominance from Century for the most part in this first half. I mean, ball control was your name of the game, and you had it right.
Yeah, they stayed within themselves. They didn't try to do too much. Ball control offense, short passes, which is almost part of your running game, extension from the running game. You know?
That was Deion Barnes right there catching the pass, but he definitely factored in the first half. This was that play where the fourth down, where the ball came out. Sisk tried to get that first down. That was the first big Century stop on defense.
Again, short plays there.
And a lot of extra effort. A lot of extra effort from everybody on Century's side.
Yeah, they're hungry.
They're hungry. They're definitely, they want to win. They haven't won a game here in a long, long time. There's Ferguson who had a nice run around the left, and that was one of the first runs of the game, I think, and that was a good opening statement. And Jake Dexter really doing a good job of managing the offense, right? Managing the offense for Century. That's what Coach Ferguson is asking him to do. And this was that play where we thought, oh no, and then he finds Koenig, and the sophomore, does the rest.
It's nice
Scampers into the end zone for a touchdown. First touchdown of the season.
Nice to have a horseshoe in your pocket.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Again, there's Gordon who did a really good job getting down inside the 10-yard line, and that this drive led to another score. But again, just good defense by Century. Nice tackle there. Century has done a really good job standing South Hagerstown up for most of that first half.
Yeah, they've been solid. You know, defense is reading their keys and reacting.
And this was that play, the 4th and short, that they decided to go for it, and Ferguson finds nothing but green grass in front of them, and that put them up 13-0. They would go for 2 and get it after a penalty. It made it 15-0, but then right here, I believe you're going to see the play that South Hagerstown scored on to get back in the game. Like you said, that nice post route.
And then he breaks to the corner.
From
post
Alford,
corner. Yep.
Tiptoes the sideline right there. I thought maybe he was going to step out, but he did not. Went all the way for a touchdown. It's 15-7. There's your first half stats. You take away that big, long touchdown of the South Hagerstown passing yards, and it's a half that dominated by Century.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. You know, what's nice to see the turnovers. 0 turnovers by both teams. I know the ball's been on the ground a little bit. I understand that, but no turnovers. That's big.
Sisk, the quarterback, Braden Sisk for South Hagerstown, 5 for 7 for 93 yards in that touchdown pass. Jake Dexter for Century, 8 for 11 for 74 yards. JT Ferguson has 66 yards on the ground in the touchdown. Deion Barnes has 8 carries for 43 yards. South Hagerstown, 16 rushing yards in that first half.
Awesome.
Combat that, though, with 7 penalties for 60 yards for Century. Again, we talked about it. 2 of those were 30-yard in one swoop, the 2 15-yard personal or unsportsmanlike conducts.
So half their total was that one scenario where they got the 2 personal fouls.
What do you want to see? We'll get into this in a minute as we get closer to the end of halftime here. If you're South Hagerstown, you got to feel like we had a terrible first half, and we're still just 1 score down.
Well, South Hagerstown has to get their run game activated. They can't count on just this pass situation because, I mean, I don't think their pass game is that incredible. They hit the one big play, and that was it. They got to get some ball control to get totally back into this game. And you say they're only down a score, though. They're really not out of this game by
Absolutely
no
not.
means.
Yeah.
No.
And then if you're by Century's coach on sideline with them, look, you couldn't have done much better in the first half. Yes, we can clean the penalties up, and there was the one big play. You're up a score, and you scored you were up 2 scores, late in the first half. You've got to have a lot of positives for Century.
Oh, there's no question positives. I mean, you tell me that we're going to come out and play this type of game, the very first game of the year, I'd be joyous. I'd be totally happy with their effort
Absolutely.
and what they're doing. And then you mentioned it earlier, their effort, their drive. These are young kids. They look hungry. And, they're hungry.
You can't be hungry. I mean, you didn't win a game on the field. I know you got the forfeit win, and that's for another time. But that is quintessential. You got to be hungry to start the season on the right note because you don't want to fall back 0-1, 0-2, and then it's a here we go again, and then guys start not wanting to do it as much as they did. You might run into those problems. I'm not saying that's going to happen. And right now, obviously, the first half, Century's a hungrier team.
Of course, you start to have internal problems, and you don't want that to happen. You're right. You want to keep it positive at all you can, and everything that we've seen this first half has been positive.
No doubt.
I can shake off the one bad time. Everyone's going to give up a home run. It happens. But,
Sure. Let's go ahead and remind everybody of those first Week 1 matchups. There's games going on right now around the Carroll County Athletic League. Westminster started us off tonight earlier. They're at Franklin right now. South Hagerstown, of course, here at Century. Smithsburg at Francis Scott Key. Chesapeake at South Carolina. Those are the 3 home games besides the Westminster game at Franklin. Liberty is at Walkersville. Man Valley is out at Perry Hall. I'll do my best to check the old social media here as we go through the second half. Maybe we'll get some scores from those other games around the county. And, Week 1, everyone wants to make an opening statement and start strong. Other than that big home run play that Century gave up, it's about as strong a statement as you can have for a team that's really desperate for some good, positive vibes in front of the home crowd. I can't emphasize enough how good of a first half that was for Century.
It's a program that's growing. I mean, their numbers have expanded this year. They're in the 30s on varsity, 70-some for the whole program. That's outstanding. The kids are coming back. They want to play at Century High School. They think good things are happening, and they want to be here and play.
We can go ahead and take a look at some highlights actually from Carroll Lynx volleyball. There was just some highlights, just a match rather that the Carroll Lynx played against Howard Community College. We still got some warm-ups here on the field. It depends on how long we've got the highlights for, but maybe we'll get to them. If we don't get to them, we'll show them to you a little bit later. And we've got Century on their home sideline and South Hagerstown going through their warm-ups here. Hey, Randy, I'll ask you. I was going to ask you this in the first half. You're not that far away from the program. You live close by. You retired recently. Ashley Hoyt has taken over for you and done a good job, but you're not a stranger. You come back as much as you can. I think you were walking on the track a couple days ago using the facilities. It's good to be back, and you're always nice to come back and see the school doing well.
Absolutely. I retired from Century High School, but I'm still part of Century High School. There's no question. I will always be bleeding green and white. There's no question. Same as my wife, Rose. I mean, Rose was a coach here as well.
Absolutely.
Head coach for lacrosse, won 5 state championships, was inducted into the First Class Hall of Fame this past fall.
We were there that night. It was very cool. We were there for one of our Game of the Week broadcasts. Well deserved. I mean, it's funny you said that. We were talking about Halls of Fame and Century's one of the newer schools in the county, if you can believe that. It's been 20-plus years. Obviously, Man Valley is the newest. But I'm glad they started it up because it was something that I think was long overdue. Winters Mills doing the same thing. A lot of great athletes and coaches have walked through those hallways, and you know a lot of them.
There's going to be a lot more getting in. These next 3 to 5 years, we're going to have some outstanding people in. And it's going to be so hard to pick and choose, though. I mean, there's so many great athletes that came out of Century High School, and the restrictions, for a student athlete, it's 5 years they got to be out before they're inducted. A coach, administrator, it's 3 years, so.
Nomination process, just like most of the Halls of Fame that we have in the county?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Pretty much the same, yes.
It was a great first class. Lauren Schwarzman, Katie Schwarzman, Mara Lindy, Rose Pence. There was one more. Who am I missing? There was one more, I thought. His name escapes me. It was a good class, though. I know that for sure. Was another female athlete?
Woods. Julian Woods.
Julian Woods.
Yep.
Julian Woods.
Yes.
Great cross-country soccer, track and field superstar. And that was just the first class.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot more coming as we go. So second half about to begin. Century will kick off from left to right. And Kuntz puts his foot into it, and be careful. That's not what you wanted there. Ball goes out of bounds. That'll be a penalty. So not what you wanted to start the second half with. It's kicking out of bounds.
No, not at all. And most teams take it at the 40.
I would do it at the 40 if I was South Hagerstown.
They could kick it over. It's possible, but
they're already moving up to the 40, so I think that's what they're going to do.
I know.
I don't blame them, to be honest with you.
Yep.
So the second half starts with a penalty. Up 35-yard line. Okay, so that's where we're starting here.
Oh, I wonder if that was a change.
Could be. I thought it was the 42.
I thought it was the 40.
40 also. So here we go. There's a screen pass.
Right on it.
Right on it was Odelius, I believe, number 15 for Century. That was the touchdown scorer from the first half, Josiah Davis, number 2. So that'll bring up second down and about 7. It was a gain of up to about the 37, 38-yard line. Century 15, South Hagerstown 7. We're just underway here in the third quarter of our first CMSportsNet Game of the Week broadcast of the 2024, hard to believe, 2024 football season is already here. Feels like it was just May. We were just finishing up the school year. Yeah. Sisk in trouble. He takes up the middle, though. Takes a big hit. He is close to the first down, not quite. Cecil Mudede with that nice come up there for Century, a sophomore lineman, 6'4", 205. One of Century's big boys up front. So it'll be a third and long 2. They got to get to the 45, and they're on the 43. So, yeah, 3rd and 2 on this opening drive of the third quarter. The South Hagerstown started on its own 35 because of the kickoff out of bounds.
See if we can make a statement here, Century.
3rd and short. Braden Sisk in shotgun. Here comes pressure up the middle. But Josiah Davis finds the hole, picks up about 4, and that's good enough for a first down. But Century did close those gaps, but credit Davis.
South Hagerstown picked up the blitz well. They picked it up well and got him enough for the first down.
Yeah, up to the 48-yard line. So the first down of this drive is right there on the ground. First and 10 from the 48. Sisk. That pass is incomplete.
All right.
Dropped by number 5, Jameer Sims. I think that was Odelius again on the coverage, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it might have been. Came up well.
Came
up well, reacted well to the pass.
So a 2nd and 10 now. This is Alford on the end around. And I said earlier it was Davis who scored a touchdown. It was not. It was Alford, I believe. Kahuri Alford had that catch. So it was Alford with the touchdown for South High. It was my mistake earlier. I said it was Davis. But that's a nice play and a pickup there, first down.
They sealed the corner there. South Hagerstown blocking on the flank. Did a great
sure
job.
Did. First down now for the Rebels at the 40-yard line. Oh, pass incomplete. Had a good slant route there by Ronell Mayfield, but the ball hits the turf.
Quarterback made a nice pass there. Might have been a little behind him.
Might have been, but he had open grass there.
He did.
So second down now and 10 from the 40. Here's a handoff and good penetration by Century. That was Josiah Davis, but a good job by Century's defense there to close that gap quickly.
I think D'Amico's the one that made the tackle. He tackles well from the linebacker spot. Like I said, just earlier he needed to break down a little bit more, but that was a good play there.
Jacob Crosby there, number 50 for Century in the middle there as a lineman, but did a good job. See him there on your screen with hands on his hips in the middle of that defense. This will be a 3rd and long from the 39-yard line of Century. So another chance for Century's defense to stand up.
Well, they got to cut it off now.
Sisk. He's going to keep it and go up the middle, but a good job. He almost got through, but a good job by Century. Once again, Jacob Odelius, and let's see who else comes out of that pile. 56, Alec Gernand. So good job by Century's defense there to make it a 4th and.
Did a good job at staying home in the middle and not going with that initial first fake.
Yeah,
someone
you're right
had the
about
key on the quarterback, and they stayed at home.
That play, though, that opens things up if you're South High, because now you've run that play once and got good yards. We could fake it again. We could keep it to the running back.
Yeah, a lot of times with that, the blocking assignment on the line, too, is a pull block. It's almost like a trap for your quarterback.
Right, right. 4th and 4. Alford in motion. Oh, and they sniffed it out. They sniffed it out. Good second effort by Christian Edwards, but Century is up to the task, and that's a tackle for loss. And that will be turnover on downs, and Century gets the ball back. I think that was Jake Kuntz there again, 19.
That's a major stop there.
Major stop. You're not kidding.
You don't want South Hagerstown coming down, opening the second half and driving down the field and scored a touchdown. And that was great. Awesome.
Absolutely. It looks like one of South High's guys is on the field, so they're taking a knee here for just a second. Yep. He's going to come off. I think he's coming off right now. So that's Christian Edwards, who had that little extra effort there as he tried to get that first down, but he was slow to get to his feet. So 1st and 10. Nice cutback by, that's not a bad run there. Nice cutback by Dion Barnes.
He's still going forward.
He's had quite a motor here today in this first half and half of the third quarter, and now another South High player is down. There's been some contact in the middle of the field for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Barnes does a great job at making the first guy miss.
Yes, he does. He does today. That's no doubt about
today,
that.
You're right.
No, you're right. I mean, I imagine this is I don't remember his name last year. This must be his first varsity action. So there you see Jake Dexter.
Well, he would have been a freshman last year
if he was up. Yeah. We saw Century a few times last year throughout the season. Just don't remember the young man's name being mentioned too many times, but we certainly mentioned his name tonight.
Right.
So they're tending to one of the Rebels, as you see a Century assistant coach with the headset on, talking to his fellow staffers, and you see Century's guys doing their best to keep it. I was going to mention this earlier. At some point tonight, we're going to see guys with the water bottles and the cramps and things like that, because it's still warm.
Even though it's a nice night out, the temperature isn't horrible. It's probably around 70 right now.
Right.
But this is your first full action. You're going hard every play.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And you'll cramp. Cramping will happen. You need plenty of hydration, plenty of water.
How important is that, too, to stress to everybody, especially all athletics? But, okay, so August 15th came, and we didn't have a ton of hot days. It was nice weather. But that doesn't mean you can't not hydrate and stay stretched and all that.
The biggest thing is you don't always know how much. This is high school. How much your kids have actually done over the summer.
That's fair.
All right, where are they in the weight room? Where are they in conditioning?
That's fair.
Did they do their summer workouts? Did they go 7v7?
Right.
You don't always know what all the kids do in the summertime. So you got to be prepared. There's no question.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, so 2nd and 7 now we resume. Here's the pitch to Barnes. He tried to cut that one back, and this time Hagerstown all over it. Swarm him up in the backfield. Ran into his own guy that wasn't going to get far.
Yeah. That looked like a youth mistake, only being a sophomore. You make your cut and then go. You can't be taking 2, 3, 4 cuts. You got to get up there.
And at the worst, fall forward and see if you can get back to the line of scrimmage or whatever it might be.
Sometimes you just cut your losses.
Yep. And now it's going to be a 3rd and behind the sticks. 3rd and we'll call it 12. So Dexter is in a shotgun. Pass out is complete. That's Gordon. He got a lot of those yards back. But
South Hagerstown was playing off.
South Hagerstown was. And on this side of the 50, you're looking at about a 4th, and I don't know what I'd do here. I think I might try to punt this one away.
No, you can't give them the ball here on their side of the field.
Correct. Gordon limping a little bit as he comes off the field, and we'll see if JT Ferguson.
Yeah, if I'm up around midfield, 50, just
Sure.
over, I'll go on 4th down
Or
in high school football.
Oh yeah. Or on the plus side, the plus side of the 50. Now, it's also, you can also make a case for, hey, it's early in the season. We got that one play we've been trying to run here on the punt. I wouldn't do it. I don't think I'd do it.
You saw a lot of ground.
You did. I know I did. Look at this. Look at this. What did I say, Randy?
You called it, Pat. You called it.
That is Jackson Ricks.
Oh, man.
The tight end slips out. They had that grass to go.
That's a gutsy call. Dave Ferguson, that was a big call for the head coach.
And here's the thing, JT Ferguson played some quarterback last year.
Yeah,
That was a nice catch by Jackson Ricks there too, by the way. Hey, roll the dice. It's early, we're hungry. We're the home team. We want to win this game. We'll see how big that play is as we go on further in this game.
Let's see.
I like that play.
But just with that, you change field position with that. You're now on their side of the field.
Yeah.
And whether we're able to take it down, Century's able to take it down and score or not.
Sure.
Yeah, you just won the position game.
And there's the other part of it right there. We're under 5 minutes to go. Yep. My old CMSportsNet broadcast partner, Mike Krause, would have said, I wouldn't have done it. There's Barnes pushing forward, gets a yard or two. So Barnes has definitely done a good job on that initial contact, trying to get a couple extra yards.
I go back to Mike Krause, old school kind of guy.
Absolutely.
He's not taking any of these youth chances, kind of thing. It's up with how you play football.
I don't think he had a fake punt in his playbook at South Carroll his entire time. But of course, he's on FSK's staff now as defensive coordinator for the Eagles. Ball on the ground, but it is picked up by Century. They're going to lose some yards, though. Get a little bit dicey on a couple of these snaps.
I did actually see that in the Carroll County write-up where I saw Mike Krause's name there.
Yeah.
I thought, wait a second, this can't be the Mike Krause.
That's Mike, yep. He was talking last year. A lot of times he joined us many games last couple years on our broadcast, and he missed getting back into coaching, and the opening came up, and he wanted to get back into it. So he is now the DC up in Francis Scott Key, and I saw him at 7-on-7. He said, "Look, not for nothing, but watch out for us this year. We're gonna be a little bit good, a little bit better than we've been last couple of years." So good on him. There's Koenig. Nice job to get around a couple defenders, but it's still going to bring a 4th and long here. Now, you're on the plus side now on the 50. It's still 4th and 9 after that play. Koenig did all he could to get some of those yards back. We'll see what they do here. I think this might be a pure punt.
Again, I'm going to say I'm a little old school as well. I'm punting here.
Well, this is field position punt now, right?
Playing field
right.
position.
But again, you've made South Hagerstown aware, hey, we got a fake in our bag, and we're not afraid to use it. Now, I agree with you. I think you're playing field position game here and trying to punt it deep. The last time was to keep a drive going. This one might just be to pin them back. But Ferguson is standing back at his 40-yard line to punt. Well, I'll call it punt formation. We'll see what they do. And this time he will punt. That's a good one, end over end. A real good one. Oh, and that was not what you wanted to do. If your Jacob Gibson was pick that up inside the 5-yard line.
You let that go.
You let that go. Even if it dies, more power to the punter.
It happens.
Yeah, you're inside the 5-yard line.
You're hoping that's in the end zone and you're getting the ball on the 20. So South Hagerstown will start at its own 4-yard line on this drive. Dave Ferguson is charging up his defense on the sideline. And I'm going to go back to 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the third quarter. That's big. They got to go to the left of the field if they're going to score, of course.
Yeah, it's their second possession of this quarter, and
I know
it's been a long time since they had the ball. You said it right away, Randy, before we even started the game. Ball control. You were expecting this kind of game from Century, and so far that's what we've seen.
Yeah, but they had to show that they can do it, that they were there, that they can work this kind of game. Too many teams with a wide open spread offenses these days.
Right. That's a run. There's Alford on the end right. He's got some room to go, and that's what you needed if you're the Rebels. Now we got a player down in the backfield. That's Jake Kuntz, I think. Yeah, that's not good. Took his helmet off pretty quickly, so we'll see what happens here. Coach Ferguson and the athletic trainer going out to tend to him, but he's way back at the goal line, so he either got. Well, I actually didn't see it. I didn't see it.
I think he's on the back side of the defense. He was on this back side.
Oh, I
away
agree.
from the play, too.
I agree, but he's way back here at the.
Yeah. I mean, South Hagerstown definitely at halftime made some adjustments on the sweep, maybe some blocking assignment changes. You know, this is twice now they got around the corner.
And that's what, if you're the Rebels, that's exactly what you need to get out of the own end zone.
Yes.
All the way up past the 35-yard line. As we pause here, as they attend to Jake Kuntz, number 19, a junior, listed as running back linebacker on the roster, and he's also their kicker. That could come into factor here too if he's not able to continue. So the chunk plays have definitely kept South High in this game.
Yeah.
And we got a long way to go. It's not by no means over, but. And actually, he's on his feet now. That's a good sign.
All right.
He's got a little bit of limp, but he's definitely getting some help.
That definitely looks like something lower body.
Yeah, I would say you're right about that.
Yeah. Hopefully nothing too serious.
Yeah, hopefully it's. He's getting some help from Coach Ferguson and the trainer. You see AD Ashley Hoyt holding his helmet. He's in some pain, so hopefully the young man is okay.
The trainer that's helping out tonight is Christy Denny, and she played here. She was a student athlete here at Century High School. Played lacrosse.
That's good to know. All right, we're back on the field here. Oh, and there's Alfred. Oh, he slipped. Turf Monster got him. Otherwise, he had room to roll there again. That was Adelius. We got a flag. Let's see, it's back in the Century defensive backfield, so that's a weird spot for a foul. We're looking at the card there, so.
I agree. I mean,
could be a personal foul or something of that nature. We'll see here in a second. Here we go. He's writing something down on the card. That's usually Pete unsportsmanlike. Yep. That's on Century. So that's the third one so far today.
That's what I was going to say. You know, when we had two on the one play, that one, I believe we might have had one other.
South Hagerstown had the one that pushed him to the go for two, but there could have been one earlier. So I think at this point, referees, officials are listening for mouths.
Yep.
Making sure everybody's keeping them clean as can be.
Again, you got to keep your head in the game. You got to stay focused. It's not about you. How do you affect the team when these things happen?
There you see Dave Ferguson in his fourth season. All right, so now after that penalty, it's 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Fast-moving quarter here in Eldersburg. There's a pass. Oh, dropped by Alford. Century was closing in on that pretty well. That's Ferguson there, 23. Also saw Dylan Vroom, number 7, that was going to come up trying to make the tackle. But the ball hit the turf, so 2nd and 10.
South Hagerstown has had a few drops in this game.
They have.
Yeah, they have. But the quarterback has been hitting their receivers.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, of course, he hit the one that went for 80-plus yards.
Yeah.
So 2nd and long now, 2nd and 10 from the 46-yard line. There you see Braden Sisk. He's a senior for South High. Low snap, handoff to Josiah Davis, and he's into Century's backfield. Makes one man miss. We might have a face match. We got flags flying.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
I don't know if we'll see that, but that's what it looked like from up here.
Yep.
He got inside the 45-yard, all the way down to the 42, and we got flags. So another 15 yards, I believe, coming up against Century.
The Centuries really hurt themselves.
They
I mean,
have,
I'm not going to
especially
say
on this drive.
The penalty yards that we had it's this drive.
That's 30 right there.
Right there.
Tackle on the 30 from that, so you got 60 yards of penalties on 2 plays.
Yep.
And we're getting what are we getting here?
Penalty is personal foul, face mask against the Knights.
Thought I saw something going on the sideline. Looks like they're going to get.
The trainer brought the Coca-Cola over.
Jake Kuntz.
Or actually, the athletic director.
In the cart. Yeah. So, but after that play, it's a first down run, and then it's going to be a first down again with the penalty. So it's going to push the ball inside the 30-yard line. And Dave Ferguson can't be happy right now with these personal fouls, and a couple of them are just the face mask is a guy trying to make a play.
That happens, yeah. But the personal fouls, though, you got to control your behavior.
The unsportsmanlike is
Your
what I'm talking
attitude.
about. We got a timeout Century here. See if they want to regroup.
Timeout on the field, called by Century Knights.
And Ferguson standing right out at the hash mark at the 30-yard line with his hands behind his back.
Well, this worked in the first half.
Worked in the first half. It absolutely did.
Get them focused.
This is a crucial moment in this game with the Rebels driving, only down by 8. Late in the 3rd quarter here, so momentum can switch here a little bit if you're not careful, and you just don't want to self-implode. You don't want to self-inflict yourself on these penalties, right?
Happy birthday, 18th birthday to Miss Stella Price.
When you were coaching Randy and you're in situations like this, I mean, you're trying to keep tell everyone to keep as calm as can be, keep their composure for Century.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they're absolutely. They have to do this. They see what's going on in the field. A good timeout in the 3rd quarter, you needed it. I know it put you down to 2 timeouts,
right?
But you needed it. You got to get them back, focused, under control. You know, understand the task at hand. What are we trying to achieve here? Not what we're doing right now.
Right.
You know, you got to get them focused.
Great job by our stats folks there. 9 penalties for 90 yards for Century. So almost an entire football field length of penalties. You just can't have that if you're trying to win games. It makes it harder and harder to overcome.
Yep.
So now 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line is South Hagerstown. There's a handoff.
Solid play.
Edwards carried it to Miko. I think made the tackle, and now he's stretching a little bit. Odelius also as well.
Yeah.
So a couple of nice plays there. That's Christian Edwards for the Rebels. There you see Dom trotting off the field for Century. He looked like he bagged himself up a little bit there too. So he's coming off all the way down by the 15-yard line. So a gain of about 3.
2nd and 7. We gotta come up big here. Century's got to come up big here.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the the 3rd quarter of our CMSportsNet game of the week. Siska drops back to pass. Oh, that ball went in the end. No one knew where that ball was. Sailed into the end zone.
Okay, 3rd down.
3rd down, yep. Christian Gordon on the coverage there for Century, number 5. I believe his twin brother is Chris Gordon. So you had Christian and Chris. 5 and 3, the twins. They've been on this team for a couple years now as well. You mentioned D'Amico, you mentioned Ferguson.
They brought him up as freshmen. I remember I was still here as athletic director. They needed to bring him up. There were some injuries, numbers, things like that. They needed him.
Was that the spring 21 season that we played in March, or was that the actual fall 21 season? Must have been the fall 21 season. Yeah. So 3rd and long. That's a run up the gut for Century.
Looks like it's going to be 4th and about 3.
Yeah, I saw a 44. Carter Wilson for Century, a sophomore linebacker. Nice job by another young man, another sophomore. There's a good bunch of sophomores on this roster here for Century.
Being only a sophomore and playing linebacker, that's good.
It's a tall order. Yeah,
it's telling me something.
You got to have some metal. Yeah.
Yes.
So the ball rests at the 20. It's 4th and short. I think they're going to let this run out. We're going to come down to the Castle side of the field here. The scoreboard. The concession stand side. And so we are through 3 quarters of play.
Okay,
no score in that 3rd quarter.
Get the four figures up.
That's right, for the
fourth quarter.
Who's got more in the final 12 minutes?
Yep.
We're going to wait. We're going to find out with 12 minutes to go. There's your 3rd quarter. Century 15, South Hagerstown 7. We're looking forward to an exciting finish here in our first CMSportsNet Game of the Week. No score there in the 3rd quarter, Randy, but again, Century, I would have guessed if you're going to circle one thing, it was the penalties. You put yourself on the 8 ball with those penalties.
Well, as you said a little bit ago, the momentum of the game, and you saw somewhat of a change of the momentum. South Hagerstown definitely picked up some momentum.
Right.
Century clearly dominated the first half.
Oh, no doubt.
With doing that. So we got to get it. Century's got to get it back. We got to get it back, and we got to go. And that's what they're going to do right now.
Yeah.
They got a 4th down. They're going to stop them here on 4th down.
It's okay. You can say wait. It's all right, Randy. Yeah. If you heard him. If you cut him a little bit, there's going to be some green blood that comes out. He's been doing a good job being unbiased.
Trying to be
unbiased.
Trying to be objective.
Hey, we appreciate you being here.
Now it was good to be here. That's for sure.
Yeah. Here's your stats through the first 3 quarters, and things have evened up. And again, they've had second chances, had the Rebels because of those penalties. So Century's got to buckle down. The first downs are about even. That's really a good stat there. No turnovers.
First game of the year. That's awesome.
Yes,
that is awesome.
Maybe it's one of those cases where whoever has that first turnover winds up on the losing end. We'll see. But so it's 4th down and short. A big play early in this 4th quarter. Sisk is going to give it to Davis, and he's going to get the first down. Nice run by Josiah Davis. Ferguson making the tackle, but not before Davis goes out of bounds. Needed about 3 or 4 and got it.
They definitely made some changes at halftime. Because they're blocking that sweep more effective the second half, where they're gaining yards.
No doubt. So 1st and 10 are the Rebels at the 16-yard line of Century. Good student section here tonight for the Knights. Fans have positioned themselves around the fence of the track, like the good old days.
Cheerleaders are doing a super job.
Cheer squads are here on both sides, actually. There's Davis, and that time Century blew it up, and that's Dom D'Amico getting up and celebrating a little bit there. See him clapping his hands. That could have gone for much more yards. D'Amico stopped him there. So
D'Amico does a great job.
He stayed right in front of the ball carrier. Yep. So that was D'Amico's tackle. You're right.
He wasn't out of control then. He broke down. He made a great tackle.
He didn't overcommit. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. He didn't overcommit to the gap. So 1 yard, we'll say. 2nd and 9 now at the 15. Sisk in the shotgun. That's a handoff.
Yep.
I think that's Davis again. Josiah Davis, number 2, and tackled by D'Amico and Alex Gonzalez, right?
Number 11, right? Yeah, 11.
Who had that sack earlier in the second quarter, late in the second quarter. So
that was a good job.
Yeah, it was. So that's a 3rd and long.
I feel like Gonzalez comes down from the outside.
He does. He's a DN on the roster, and we talked about 2-down territory. I can't imagine it's anything but the rest of the way. If you're down this close, you got to score a touchdown to win this game if you're South Hagerstown. So I know we still got 10 minutes to go, but
no, absolutely.
I'd say you're going for it here, but try to get it all in this 3rd down. 2 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter. 3rd and we'll call it 7. Let's see. That's a false. I'm going to say that's a false start. Oh, no.
Drop the ball.
Oh, it's going to be an offside on Century. Oof. That's
penalties coming back to kill us here a little bit.
Now that's going to be third and about 2. Oof, that's rough for Century. Third down, but now you're much closer.
Yeah, and again, it's still 2-down territory.
Now it's deadly, you're inside the 10 now. You're calling it about the 8 of Century. Here we go. Sisk has been in the shotgun. Ball's on the ground. Sisk keeps it, pushes forward. Boy, they had a chance to get him in the backfield. He's short. He's short, but it's going to be 4th and inches.
He might be hurt. He looks like there's something wrong with him.
Let's see. They're calling somebody out. Yeah, you're right. South High is
never liked.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Never liked that, Pat. You need 1 yard for a first down, and what are you doing? Snapping the ball back 5 yards to a quarterback. Too many things can happen, as you saw. Drops the football. Picks it up and may have gotten the first down, but
he got close.
Yeah, got close.
Yeah.
Never like that.
That's tough, and especially you got the guy you need the most on your offense. He touches the ball more than anybody else. Hopefully the young man's okay. Braden Sisk is the senior, number 9. I'm almost positive that's him.
I mean, for the most part, I'm pretty sure they've been in shotgun the whole game.
You're right.
I think there's a time in football that you do need to go under center.
Sure.
And that was a time.
Don't forget, next week we're heading to Manchester Valley for week 2. Game of the week sends us to Manchester, where the Mavericks host North Hagerstown, our second straight Hagerstown matchup. North High and Man Valley. Man Valley beat them 24-21 last season up in Hagerstown, and the Mavericks will look for their win their home opener here in 2024. Coverage begins for that one at 6:20, and kickoff is set for 6:30 in Manchester. Still working on Braden Sisk, so not a great sign if you're a Rebels fan here with 9:30 to go. You saw his teammates motioning quickly to the sideline to get the trainer or someone to come over, so that's not the best sign. Now they're working on they're going to have him up on his feet here maybe. That's good news. Again, lower body, it looks like he's going to have to come off.
High school football, it's tough to go too deep at quarterback.
No doubt about it.
You generally drop it off a decent amount, and you don't want that. You don't want to see that.
Great shot there at the Century huddle with Dave Ferguson squatting down to talk to his guys. They understand this is a big play in the game, 4th and short. Again, a lot of time left, but this just would continue the drive and set up a 1st and goal if they don't score a touchdown. Silver lining, Sisk may be just cramping the way he's walking off the field, but either way, he's off. He is off, and now the quarterback will be number 2, or at least back in that formation is Josiah Davis. He can run with it. It looks to be a direct snap. It is. Sisk cuts it back, and he gets into the end zone. Hard to stop that Wildcat formation.
He showed a lot of quickness too.
Good player.
Started out left, and defense started going, and then he cut it back.
Davis, Josiah Davis got the first down and more.
Yeah.
Picked up a 7-yard touchdown run. And with 9:20 to go, here it is on that play. It's just hard. He moves the defense one way, and he's got a clean lane there. Almost had him there with tackle, but Davis is too good to shed that tackle.
Yeah, he wasn't going to be tackled.
Yeah, I agree. Even if he tackles him there and he falls forward, it's enough for a first down. So let's see what they do here.
Oh, you have to go for 2.
You have to go for 2.
For 2.
Yep, you're going to try to tie this game. Down 15-13 are South Hagerstown Rebels.
I run
Davis
the same
again.
play.
I think I would too. Davis calls for it. He's going to run it. No, he's stopped short. He is stopped short. Christian Gordon coming off the field. Dylan Vroom
ran
as
into
well.
a brick wall, I'm telling you. I don't know who it was.
It was hard to see. I saw Christian Gordon. Let's see here. I think it was the exact same play, Randy.
It was. That's a touchdown run.
Oh, that's a touchdown run. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I do believe they ran the same play.
It was. I said that.
Yeah.
And they got it going left, and he tried to cut it back.
Credit the Knights for that big stop. That's a big play in this game so far with 9:20 to go. This might be the two-point conversion. Here we go. Yeah, the D'Amico had the shoestring tackle. Yeah, I guess it was Gordon comes off. It's that young man getting up right there. Might have been JT. Could have been JT Ferguson.
Yeah, it could have been.
I definitely saw D'Amico wrap up the feet. Yeah. So great job by
We
Century.
couldn't confirm it, but it was a great play.
Great job.
It was a
that
great
we can confirm.
play.
It was a great defensive play.
Yes.
You know, one play after, a really nice run by South Hagerstown to score the touchdown.
Okay, now we want to focus. Now we want to focus. We don't want to make any mistakes. Got no penalties.
And if you were,
Century,
you were talking about ball control.
Ball
this
control
is the
now.
Exact spot you wanted in. First downs, move the chains.
15-13's a win.
Absolutely. This is Vroom again. Let's see what happens on this. Oh, and Vroom gets a little bit of a break on the sideline, gets up past the 40-yard line. So nice job by Dylan Vroom. Boy, one more step. One more step, and he had room to go. So pretty good run back for the Knights.
I'll take the ball at the 40-yard line on every
kickoff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Shoot. So we talked about who was going to have it more. This is definitely gut check time with 9:13 to go. And it's right there for Century. First win in a long time is right there. This game last year, South Hagerstown won 48-14 on the field. Weeks later, it was determined they had an ineligible player, so the rules of the MPSA are you have to forfeit that game. So Century got the quote-unquote 2-0 win, but they got blown out.
Century wants revenge.
They definitely want some revenge.
This is it.
And how about that? First play is a pass caught by Koenig, and he is into Hagerstown territory. That's a nice play call.
That was a little unexpected.
I agree, but that flips the field, and now you're in really good position here.
Surprise them, that's for sure.
Koenig's done a good job catching passes here for Jake Dexter. That's just throw it to a spot.
Yeah.
He didn't even know Koenig was going to be there. So nice job by both those guys, Jake Dexter and William.
That's what you learned all summer long.
Exactly
7v7.
Exactly right.
Yep.
First and 10 Century at the 45-yard line of South Hagerstown. And that's probably a little more what you're going to see. Ferguson makes one man sort of delay, but he did get a yard out of that, so good yard pickup. You got the feeling it's going to take a few more of those.
He's got to commit, though. He's got to go. He's got to go.
Stiff arm there on 13 Herver, but Herver stayed with him. I think I'd be surprised if we don't see a few more passes along the way. I don't think you're going to. South Hagerstown knows what Century's trying to do.
They know what we're doing. They did it the whole first half.
Yeah, and did it well. And like you've mentioned, and credit to you, they made a lot of good second half adjustments. South Hagerstown has on defense. 2nd and 9, under 8 minutes to go. And there's Deion Barnes getting his hand on the ball again. He got up past the 45-yard line.
Just nowhere to run there, though. They almost looked like South Hagerstown went to like a 62. They had 8 guys in the box.
They might have. Yeah. Jackson Briggs coming back in. Herver gets credit for the tackle again for South High, senior number 13. So now you're looking at third. Actually, they gave him no gains. So 3rd and 9 from the 44-yard line. It's coming down to it. We approach 7 minutes to go in this regulation. It's been a good one. It's been a defensive struggle, but it's been a good game, exciting game. Yes. Dexter back to pass. Pressure. Dexter can run with it. Instead, he throws complete for Koenig. Dexter got close to that line of scrimmage, but Koenig makes the catch. Nice play by Dexter to avoid that pressure. I thought he was going to run with it too,
Dexter made a great play, but I don't think he would have made it on the run. I think this pass, I'm glad he did this.
Just a flick.
He had it coming up. He had number 4
just
coming
a flick.
out.
And look at Dexter. He's looking right to the sideline.
He needed at least 10 more yards.
Yeah. He was not going to get it on his feet.
The run.
So let's see. We have the clock stopped. Oh, illegal man downfield. Oh, it's an illegal man downfield, wipes that out.
Well, that puts us up. Century, what, to about 115-yard penalty?
Yeah, no, that's a penalty that you obviously don't want, but you can sort of see because the pressure, the awareness is not there all the time. The quarterback flushes out. That's just a bad balance, just a bad
Yeah,
timing, bad timing.
just unfortunate.
So that nice play gets wiped out. Instead, it's going to be a third and call it 14. Call it 15, really. Clock is running, so. Yeah, third and 14 is right. So see what you can do on this third and behind the chains.
Yeah, they're throwing the football here. They're definitely throwing it.
You would think.
Get them out of the pocket again.
They're definitely not throwing it. They're giving it to Deion Barnes. And Deion Barnes wiped out Coach Ferguson, wiped out one of the chain gang.
Tell you, surprised me with the run.
Let's see. It's 2 times been surprised. He didn't get the first down. I think he stepped out. Yeah, he stepped out at about the 36. Here he comes. That was a nice run, a nice play. He did fool me too. I would think.
I definitely fooled me.
Oh, whoa! Ball almost came out. Yeah.
Almost had that football pulled away from him too.
Yeah.
That's where you got to move that ball to your left hand, running left.
Correct. Well, it's 4th and we'll call it 3 from the 38-yard line.
It's a big play here, obviously.
Ferguson gets around the defender. May have been a nice, fortunate. Oh, is there a flag there? Yeah, there is a flag. There's a flag. I thought it's going to be a hold. It's going to come back.
I was going to say that would have been the play of the game at that point.
Yeah.
To give us 4 more downs, running the clock at 5:55.
Instead, it's going to be a penalty. I think that's probably the right call. I think that there was some activity in the backfield there. So that's holding. It's coming back. So it'll be. Pushing back behind the sticks again.
Tell you,
now,
we're making it, Century's making it tougher and tougher to pick this up and to get this. We have to stop making these mistakes.
I think at this point they got to punt. They are going to have it be in punt formation.
For sure. I mean, a high school football game to where they are with penalty yards, it's unbelievable. It's high, real high.
Yep. Over 100+ yards. And there's Ferguson. Got a nice run, got a nice bounce, got a nice roll inside the 20. So that's pretty much what you wanted if you're Century there. And now it's going to lean on their defense. 5:20 remaining. Yeah, it's been some self-inflicted wounds in the second half for Century for sure. Definitely things to work on.
Yeah, I mean, the penalties just have not allowed us to establish anything.
Yep, that's definitely true.
And again, you do expect this kind of stuff early. It's early in the season. You got to get disciplined.
Sure. So here we go, 1st and 10, South High. There's a run up the middle for 4 or 5 yards for South Hagerstown. That was Josiah Davis, and you're gonna lean on your bell cow here down the stretch, I would think. Five minutes remaining in the regulation.
Yep.
There's Davis again. Bounced off a tackle, and Davis is going down the sideline. Cuts it back. Josiah Davis. And he is going in for the touchdown. He bounced off the tackle of D'Amico. I don't see any flags. That's a touchdown.
Davis about there into the end zone, good
70.
Got to give South Hagerstown credit there.
Absolutely.
Davis.
He bounced off D'Amico, had him right there. Bounced off him.
Couple chances to make the tackle, and Century just didn't make the tackle.
got away from another defender of Century. Cut it back right there to get around Gordon. And Josiah Davis takes it in for the touchdown, and now South Hagerstown has an 19 to 15 lead. And they're going to try to kick. Are they going to try to kick this? Let's see. It looks like they're looking for something.
They kicked. I don't think they would give them anything. I mean, to be on 5 doesn't give you anything.
Right.
They are going to do it. Yeah.
And they're going to kick it. They do kick it. I think he got it.
Yep. Secure the uprights.
That was Herver. So 20 to 15 is your score.
All right. Century's got to get their self-composure back.
.424 to go. 20 to 15 is the score. South Hagerstown has the lead. And it's gut check time again for Century.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you're entirely abandoned the run, but I think, you know, you got to use your passing game, and they've done well with their passing game tonight. They've done real well.
So Herver will kick off here for South Hagerstown, and field position will be big here for Century on this as they try to answer that big chunk play. Again, South High has taken the lead here thanks to these chunk plays. This is Dylan Vroom, and he gets up to the 35-yard line.
Okay, good return.
Good return.
Good field position. You know, I mean, they got enough time.
Oh, there's plenty of time. You got 2 timeouts. Now we'll see. What we're going to find out here is, you know, are we going to go to Jake Dexter's arm, or are we going to continue to try to run the ball and pick up some first downs? I would think you got to mix up a little bit. There's still a lot of time left to get the ball down the field.
Well, I'm sure South High is definitely going to look to the pass. So we could surprise them with some runs here and there. And remember, Ferguson did go for a long run in the first half.
He did. First ball's at handoff. This is Ferguson, and that's a good run on first down. Picks up 7-8 yards. So that's not a bad run on first down.
That's a real good run on first down. Yeah, we could do that.
I'll say a long 3, maybe 6-yard gain. Clock running.
Just started again. It wasn't
4 minutes to go. Dexter hands off again. That time, good pursuit. Good pursuit by
came off the back.
Christian
side.
Edwards. Yeah. He did, yeah. That's just going to keep Century in a little bit of a hurry-up mode here. Not too much. It's still, again, a lot of time left. Clock stops on a first down briefly, so
let's get the first down.
They need to get the first down for sure. 3.5 to go. 3rd and short at the the 44-yard line.
Get out of the huddle here.
I don't see anybody counting down yet for the referee, so we're good there.
Yep.
You're right, though. Time is of the essence.
Time off the clock.
Yeah, 3:10 to go. Clock ticking. Dexter fakes the handoff. There's a block from the side. I believe they're going to call him on a blind side block. Dexter thought they got the first down, but I think they're just coming back with a block. Another personal foul. Another personal foul.
It's hard to win hard to win a game when you're defeating yourself.
Sure, yeah. And Dexter fell forward for the first down.
Yeah. I mean, it's an effort foul there. I understand that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. That puts him back behind the sticks. Third down. I think the clock will start. Yep, clock starts. So under 3 to go. And we know it's 2-down territory, so you try to make up half it here and see what you can do on 4th down. Dexter looking to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Good pressure. Good pressure. That was 9, Jeremiah Welch. And we're bound down to a tough position here for Century with 4th and long, 2:30 to go. See what they have in their bag.
Yeah, it's
a tough
play.
Early
in the season here, too. You don't have a lot of those plays that you might have worked on for a while that could give you something big. But
so not over just yet, but this is a big play here, obviously, if you're Century. At the very least, just try to get a first down here and keep this thing going.
2 timeouts left.
2 timeouts. 13 penalties for 125 yards, according to our statisticians. Wow. Not a good stat.
No.
Okay, Dexter back to pass. He goes over the middle. It's caught, and that's a first down. Nice
Excellent
catch.
play.
Excellent play.
Excellent play.
Christian Gordon keeps this thing going. That's up to Christian Gordon. Up to the 46-yard line, 47-yard line.
Big play.
We'll see what happens here.
Big pass by Dexter. Put it right on the money. Got there. Yep.
There it is. 13 penalties.
Credit that offensive line to give him a little bit more time, too, to throw the football.
Just I won't say easy, but just a standard pitch and catch, and Christian Gordon went up to get it. A nice catch and a nice throw. 2 minutes to go. But now Century has the ball near midfield. Here's Dexter again. Pass is caught. Gordon slips and falls, but makes the catch. Now you want to hurry up, and it looks like Ferguson's going to call a timeout. So he set up the next few plays. He did. He called the timeout. So 1:39 to go.
He's also he has to communicate to the guys now if he catches passing by the sideline, they need to get out of bounds. They need to stop the clock unless they can see themselves breaking it or something like that.
Yeah, don't turn in, right? Turn out if you can. Right. So Century has 1 left. 1:39 to go. That was a catch for about 6 yards. So now you're into that mode, Randy, where you're probably not going to see too many runs anymore unless they get right down near the goal line. They can stop the clock one more time, so there is time to stop the clock, but it's going to rest on the young man, number 8, his arm, Jake Dexter. 6 foot, 165-pound junior. Took over the offense this year. Well, Century has, for everything Century's done wrong, and they've done a good bit that they'll work on, they've done a lot of fun, exciting things in this game. And we've had a fake punt.
Still have a chance.
Absolutely.
If you give yourself a chance.
Give yourself a chance.
I'm happy.
Absolutely. Dexter drops back. Pressure from South Hagerstown. Pass is caught by Koenig. And this time he does get out of bounds. So nice job by Will Koenig.
Excellent job. Good mature decision, making the catch, getting out of bounds.
That's a sophomore, too. Nice throw by Dexter. Nice catch by Koenig. Work the sidelines if you can, right? And the ball rests now at the South Hagerstown 35-yard line, so a little closer, and still a lot of time left. Minute 31. Screen pass, Deion Barnes gets away into the backfield. Nice play. They saw the pressure coming, and Deion Barnes eluded that pressure. Yeah, it was a good play. Down to the 21.
This play calling has been outstanding here these last couple of minutes here.
All right,
That
that's
little
stop.
screen like that was nice.
Stop the clock momentarily. Now it's kicked back up. 1:15 to go. $1:10 to go. Dexter with Barnes at his hip. Dexter throws. Nice play. Nice play by the Rebels right there. Stops the clock, but a nice play there.
Yeah, South
Nice break.
Hagerstown cornerback made a great
John
play.
Dollar, number 4. He's a sophomore too, so to be honest, that's not too bad for Century. It does stop the clock, and that was going to be a tackle in bounds.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Yeah, nice job. He timed that perfectly. That was Christopher Gordon, there, number 3, the intended receiver. So second down, 60 seconds left. We got a good finish here for you on our first CMSportsNet game of the week. Dexter looks to pass. Over the middle, he had Gordon a little high for him, incomplete.
Good look though.
It was, and now it's
He
third
was
down.
there. He would have needed to thread the needle a little bit.
That's a throw you might have wanted back just because it looked like he had some space about the 5-yard line. Instead, it's incomplete. 3rd and 10. Still, it's 2 downs here, of course. You got 2 downs to make 10 yards. 55 seconds. One timeout. You can go over the middle. That time they tried the screen, and this time South Hagerstown was on it. And we'll see what Dave Ferguson does. He calls a timeout. So that was another screen call, and this time I'm going to say that was 28. Tim Barnes. Yeah, it was a tackle for loss. So a nice job by South High that time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Barnes had some room to run.
Going to come down to display.
It is. And you're looking at a fourth and about 12. A reminder to stick with us in the post game. We'll have Randy and I will talk about what we saw. We'll see some of the highlights of the second half and the end of the game, and we'll also talk to the CMSportsNet player of the game following whatever happens here in the final 44 seconds. So don't go away after the end of regulation. Looking right into the Century huddle there. Good stuff from our camera guys. This is the game right here for Century. Can't stop the clock anymore. 44 seconds to go.
They get a first down at the 10-yard line, it looks like. So they need about a 13-yard play right here, at least to keep it going.
So here's your game for Century. Dexter, back to pass. Oh, over the middle. They're going to say he got there late. No, he did not. No call.
Defensive back came across, knocked the ball away. Good.
And that was Braden
nice
Sisk. That was the quarterback. That was your quarterback making a play. Nice play by Sisk.
Yeah.
Chris Gordon had a little bit of space there too, maybe, but
Yeah.
instead this will be a
sideline area. Yeah.
That's a tough pill to swallow for Century, but this was a hard-fought game for Century, and they're going to
Real
have a lot
hard
of things
for-
to work on with the penalties and things like that. But
Opening day, I mean, a good showing. Good showing.
absolutely,
opening day.
for a team that scored 56 points all of last year.
South Hagerstown should be taking a knee here.
Yes. And 39 seconds there. Century cannot stop the clock. South High should take a knee. They just took the knee. Clock will run. I don't think they have to do it again. 40-second play clock.
All depends when they started it.
Yeah. And some dejection there on the sideline for Century. You can see JT Ferguson walking off with his head down a little bit, but you're going to have some positives for sure on Century's sideline.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're disappointed. Of
Oh,
course they're
disappointed, no doubt. They was right there
they're
for 'em.
athletes. They're competitive. They work hard. They play hard. You know, they put their hearts into this game. You know,
They did.
they did a super job. You know, hung in there.
Yep.
You know, just wasn't for tonight. They're going to win some games.
I think so. I think this is a different Century team. Cut those penalties in half, and we might have had a different outcome tonight. You never know.
Absolutely.
Credit the Rebels. They had they were down 2 scores in the second quarter.
They kept their heads in it.
They kept them out of they held them scoreless in the second half. So
South Hagerstown first half, I want to say they were almost non-existent.
They were almost non-existent. No, you're done. There's no doubt about it.
And they kept their head, made their adjustments in the second or at halftime, and came out the second half.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
So it'll be a happy bunch there, the Rebels, as they head into the end zone on the concession stand side of the field. And for Century, definitely some dejection, but there's going to be some things to work on. Your final score, South Hagerstown 20, Century 15. Just a reminder that last year's game, South Hagerstown won on the field by a score of 48-14. So it was an exciting finish. Randy Pence, a definitely exciting finish. If you're Century here in the huddle, you're going to talk. There's going to be guys that are upset that it didn't go their way, and obviously the penalties were a lot of those were self-inflicted wounds. But there's a lot to hang your head on here for Century. A lot of positives.
Oh, a lot of positives. Dave Ferguson's going to go into this huddle and be extremely positive. Dave's a positive guy altogether. Period. No matter what. But they played a good game. They played a good game.
They did.
Yes, they made mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. It's the first game of the season that goes on. Okay, that's what they got to clean up. I mean, hopefully it stays easy. I mean, guys, I want you to be aggressive, but I want you to be smart, aggressive.
Sure.
We got to lay off. We can't take these game misconducts.
Right. Yeah, that definitely was part of that. Part of the reason for the loss for Century. The cleanness with the no turnovers obviously is a positive. It's not like you're working on things that turnovers to cut down. You're just working on those penalties to cut down. The rushing and passing yards really good, and the first downs 14-11 for Century against South Hagerstown. Just South High had a better second half. Century had a better first half, and it turned into a win. And you see Dave Ferguson smiling a little bit. I mean,
of course,
there are positives here. This is a different. Again, we saw Century a few times last year, and these games were over in the second quarter, and heads were down, and attitude was bad, and there was no real good positive vibes. I don't think that's the case right now. At least 1 week in, what we saw tonight, there's going to be some positive vibes for Century.
Not at all. I mean, tonight these kids are going to go home disappointed and upset. I know that. And I always say, guys, I'll give you tonight. You do that. We're going to come back tomorrow morning, and we're going to watch film. We're going to see what we did.
Bust our tails.
We're going to condition a little bit, get our legs loose and everything for the game, and we're coming back on Monday ready to go to work. Yeah. I mean, next week, the next coming game, I'm not quite sure who they have next week, but
we got 8 more of these to go in regular season, right? We've just begun, so
I mean, they'll be ready.
They'll be ready. I think that's the difference. They're going to be ready each week. Again, they want to get some wins going and get some momentum. It's not going to happen like that. You're not going to turn around and go 9-0 and all that stuff. So we can go ahead and take a look at the second half highlights here before we say our goodbyes to Randy Pence. We're going to see some of the highlights in the second half, and it was definitely a different. Well, these are highlights from yeah, there it goes. Full game highlights. My mistake. Full game highlights.
Yep.
Just a lot of good stuff we saw in this first half from Century. Moving the ball control, things you talked about.
As I said, ball control, even the passing game. The passing game was more like a run game with the passing game. The quick, short pass, good blocking.
We saw some defensive efforts there from Century as well. Here's a nice pitch and catch there. This the second effort is what I saw a lot of. That's Gordon, I believe, there. Made the catch. Deion Barnes did it a bunch with yards after the catch and run. Here's a good run here from JT Ferguson. So they had the ball moving most of the first, almost all the first half. And even the penalties were lower in the first half than they were in the second half. So.
Yeah. First half, they were solid. They were definitely a solid offensively and defensively, both ways.
Yep. This was that play where the gods were on their side. Dexter finds an open man, Will Koenig, and he just gets around left end and finds the end zone for a touchdown on fourth down, I believe.
Luck of the green?
Luck of the green, yeah, luck of the green, right. Hey, you take it when you can get it.
Yeah, I know.
This was a nice catch and run there by Chris Gordon, number 3. And Century just was doing a lot of good things with the ball on offense, so it was good to see for sure. And defensively, good plays.
Right.
That's a toss for a tackle from Loss. There's Jake Kuntz getting in there before he unfortunately had to leave the game with an injury. And then Braden Sisk, the quarterback, he made a lot of things happen too for the Rebels with his legs and his arms.
No, he did. Yeah.
And on defense as well. But there was that play, fourth down and short. Seeing that they could pick up the first down, instead JT Ferguson finds the end zone.
And they score to go up 13-0 at that point. They would go for 2 and make it.
With the penalty on the extra point by South Hagerstown.
Correct. So they took advantage of that, made it 15-13. And then this was the one big chunk play at the end of the second quarter that resulted in a score. And that was actually a big play. That just gave South High just a little bit of that momentum.
Gave them a spark going into halftime.
15-7 at the half. Kahuri Alford got around the side for some big yards as well. He's the one that caught that long touchdown pass. And Ferguson, this was the fake punt. I'm not going to say I called it, but I thought something was going to happen. And really a good catch there.
You did say it. I will say it.
It was a good catch by Jackson Ricks behind him to make that catch, the tight end, coming up with a nice play there. But I kind of like that attitude from Century. I like that. I like the fight in there.
Ferguson did play some quarterback last year.
He did. He did. He could throw the ball. Yeah. This was Josiah Davis, a little too much on that play. That was the 2-point conversion they actually stopped, and that had some momentum there. After that, it was only 15-13 at that time. I think this was the touchdown play, actually, where he got through and scampered into the end zone for a touchdown. So, and then out again, this is Will Koenig with some nice catches. And he kept that drive going in that fourth quarter for him, too. So. Nice. That was a nice play.
That's good. Yeah.
Nice play there. Keep that drive going. But then this last play here this was the one that really was the backbreaker. They gave it back to him, and bouncing off the tackle by Dom D'Amico, and it was a long touchdown run from Josiah Davis.
Their sweep came alive in the second half. You know?
It definitely did.
Our outside was breaking down. We weren't filling properly.
Last play of the game there falls incomplete. That's all she wrote. That was Braden Sisk again with the final play there, making a nice play. Final score, South Hagerstown 20, Century 15. Our first game of the week is in the books, and Randy Pence, appreciate you coming in and filling in for us.
It's been great being here with you.
Yeah, it's been fun. Definitely thanks for joining us. Hopefully it's not the last time. We'll get you back out here and for another game of the week. Appreciate talking football with you. Don't go away, everybody. We're going to try to get down to the field for some post-game coverage, talk to our CMSportsNet player of the game, and then we'll wrap things up here from the Castle in Eldersburg. So don't go away. There's a little more post-game coverage from the game of the week coming right up.
Hey there, I'm Pat Stetzer.
And I'm Michael Duffy, inviting you to join us for The Score and more.
Each week we'll talk about high school sports in Carroll County. We'll share information about upcoming games, highlight coaches and athletes, and much more.
We'll even try to have a little fun along the way. Don't miss the Score and More podcast presented by CMSportsNet.
The Score and More Sports podcast is available online at carrollmediacenter.org and on a variety of podcast channels.
Brought to you by Farmers and Merchants Bank.
Skill, dedication, leadership. Just a few of the things it takes to be named CM Sportsnet's Athlete of the Week. Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Each week, CM Sportsnet recognizes an outstanding player for their contribution to their sport. Meet some of Carroll County student athletes and join us as we celebrate their performance, impact, and outstanding accomplishments.
CM Sportsnet Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Barnes Bollinger Insurance and by Raising Cane's. CMSportsNet Player of the Game is brought to you by Genova's To Go and by Anne Arundel Dermatology.
Welcome back. Pat Stetzer here with you at CM Sportsnet Game of the Week and the CM Sportsnet Player of the Game, Jake Dexter, junior quarterback for Century. Now, Jake, I know it didn't end the way you wanted it to, but just give me your thoughts on how the first game went, just the attitude, the atmosphere, and everything, your first week one of the 2024 season.
Yeah, it was different for sure. Last year we didn't really put up any points on the scoreboard, but today in the first half we came out really hot, came off with a touchdown by Will Koenig and then followed by one by JT. That was really special to come up and start leading by halftime.
Sure.
And it's just a different feeling, man, getting hype and stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, I want to ask you about the different feeling. The first half was dominated by you guys. I mean, South High didn't do much. They had the one chunk play late in the half for the touchdown, but you guys were moving the ball well. The ball control was going well. We talked to you guys during the summer, during training camp, and everyone was saying it's going to be a different atmosphere or attitude, and everybody likes to say that, but then you have to actually go do it. It feels like you guys did it. It left during the first half for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely created a different atmosphere than it has been in past years. It was just different.
Yeah, it definitely is. The second half, though, they made some adjustments. South High did. What do you think was the biggest difference that you guys weren't able to sort of match them there in that second half?
I think, I don't know, maybe we just came off soft, you know, we didn't really bring that fire we brought in the first half.
Right.
And we're going to make sure not to do that again, and we're going to put in that hard work to, make ourselves better.
No, definitely. And like you said, the penalties, we talked about this on the broadcast, the penalties were big. Unfortunately, you got to try to avoid the 15-yard penalties, and those are things you can clean up. But it's all about the attitude. It's all making plays. 14 for 20 for 145 yards in the touchdown pass. That fourth down play where the ball hit the ground, and you sort of looked to your left, and then you saw Koenig. This almost like the football guys sort of smiled on you, just sort of dumped it over the top, and he went. That pumped you guys up big time.
Yeah, for sure.
Not the way you drew it up, right?
Yeah, no, definitely not. But you got to make the best out of it.
You guys had a fake punt that was a great play for first down. The 2-point conversion was a great play. You had a couple. Again, you had to overcome a few injuries. Some guys had to walk off the field a little bit there. But when you guys start August 15th. What's the one thing that's going to be different? You talked a little bit about this. What do you think's going forward? Just 8 more of these to go, and then a playoff game. Hopefully, more than one playoff game. This is a different Century team. You've been saying it. Coach Ferguson's been saying it. What's the one thing that has been different so far that you thought you guys were really going to take and run?
I think that we're tired of it. We're tired of losing. I mean, we're trying to make ourselves competitive. We've grit and discipline.
Yep.
That's what we're all about, and that's what we're trying to make Century football like.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck the rest of the way. Sit with me here for a second. Jake Dexter. Great game for Jake, and a little bit short tonight. 20-15 was the final score for the South Hagerstown over Century. That's going to do it for the CM Sportsnet Game Week. Our thanks to Century. Our thanks to Ashley Hoyt, the athletic director, for making this all possible, and Randy Pence for joining us a little bit here on the broadcast. And thanks to Jake Dexter for spending some time with us as well. Be sure to follow all of our content online on Facebook and YouTube, as well as cable channel HD 1072 and our website, cmsportsnet.com. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at CMSportsNet Action. For Jake Dexter and Randy Pence, I'm Pat Stetzer. Have a good weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.